Hello everybody, welcome back. It's another Tuesday night. We are here. I don't know why that's important. We are here. We are Ghostlight RPGs. If you wanted to know the weather, it's really nice out, so that's good, at least here where I'm at. This is Future Rain. Welcome back to the future. We are Ghostlight RPGs. We're playing Future Rain. This is a Marvel heroic role-playing game using the original game with an update through Cortex Prime, both designed by the wonderful Cam Banks. Let's see. If you are just now watching this and you're like, who are these people? What's this all about? You can go back and check out our previous streams, all of our previous episodes, if you will. There are 6 of them, so there's a lot to catch up on. You can do that. You can do that on our YouTube channel, which I'm entering into the chat right now. Go check that out and come back and watch this one, or just stay here and watch this one and go back and watch the other stuff later. That's cool too. Before we go any further with tonight's stream, I want to take a quick moment to throw it over to Graham, because I want to we got a tease here. If you're like, hey, this is my first time watching Ghostlight RPGs, good for you, thanks for stopping by. We're gonna have something else you can watch very soon. Graham, you want to talk about it?
Yeah! I am super excited to announce that we will have another stream starting up, weekly stream for the next 4 or 5 weeks. It's gonna be on Mondays at, should have had this stuff pulled up, it's gonna be Mondays at
sorry, I threw it on you.
7:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And what we're going to be playing is called You Will Be Ashes. It is a campaign, a short campaign of Spire, the City Must Fall role-playing game. Spire is designed by Grant Howitt and the others at Rowan, Rook, and Deckard. And it's really cool, kind of stylized art-based RPG that's set in kind of a fantasy punk world. This towering city called Spire, in which everyone plays dark elves who were conquered, I think, by high elves, and you're all there to bring the system down. It's a game about rebellion, a little bit about oppression, and about tearing down systems. It's cool. Really excited to be playing it. I'll be playing a dark elf who is a mortician executioner. Basically, I'm my character is, you'll see. He's basically a cop who works for the rebels instead. And I get to declare people dead and then make sure that reality lines up with the law.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty cool. Anyway, that's premiering this coming Monday, which is
Is it really? It's starting. That's this upcoming
Monday?
Monday?
That's September. Oh, sorry. Oh my gosh. That's March 20th.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Yep. Anyway,
that's so soon. I can't believe it.
Tune in.
I can't believe
very
it.
Excited. Ted Bushman is going to be running that, who usually runs our Blades in the Dark stream. And you'll also see Jamie Hansen, Christian Perkins, and Carson Wright.
What a crew.
It's going to be cool. Keep an eye on Twitter and our Discord to sort of stay up to date with that. I'll share the full promo art in our Discord right now.
Our Discord? Do you mean a place where we can all talk about stuff like this constantly, Graham? Well,
wow!
What a crazy thing. If you want to join that,
wild.
You can do so. It's in the chat right now, or if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the channel or the video description. So join the Discord. Join the conversation. Come chat with us.
Love us.
Just remember,
Love
it's
me.
Discord, not Datcord. I wanted to say it.
There's the dad jokes.
Yeah. I'm having a baby. All right. Let's move on. So yes, very exciting upcoming stream just this Monday. That's wild. We're gonna be able to talk about it on the next episode of this. Crazy. Okay. So let's jump ahead. So let's introduce ourselves because we haven't done that yet. Go ahead and tell me your name and your character's name, and also tell me with this very Hulk-centric episode we're about to jump into with the Hulk lands and all of that. Hulk could be considered maybe a sort of monster movie if you think about like the Ang Lee Hulk. What's your favorite monster movie? Let's find out. First of all, my name's Justin. I can't believe we're 11 minutes into the stream and I'm just now saying my name. Whatever. One day I'll figure out how this works. I'm Justin, I'm the Watcher. I'm gonna pass it over to Elise.
Hello, my name is Elise. I am playing Black Widow. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and this might not be a true monster movie, but my first thought, has anyone seen the movie called The Bay?
No.
It's
it directed by Michael Bay?
No, I know it kind of
Does it like
that's
take place
first
on a
thought.
bay, or is it like bay?
Yes, the Chesapeake Bay, I
Oh.
think.
Bay.
But it's the monsters are these isopods that are in the water
Ugh.
that then grow inside of the people's bodies on like 4th of July weekend. It's
Kelsea hates it.
the only thing that gets me are like spider creatures or anything like
You start
bug related.
talking about pods inside bodies and you
Isopods.
I'm
Yeah, it's
gone.
just it's so
covering
visceral
every
and
hole I
disgusting.
I
have.
think
right
we
now.
should have
Yeah, I'm like,
I was gonna do the content warning next.
Sorry,
We
guys,
should've done it
sorry.
beforehand.
I'm blushing. But yeah, that's mine. So
Good job, Elise.
Way to start off strong, at least.
Yes.
The Bay, go watch it.
I had like a
it's
visceral
really,
reaction.
really good. It's very, very scary. Yeah, I'm not scared by by much at all, but that one just like gets into my body. I'll pass it over to Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Munoz, she, her, and I am playing Rogue, also she, her. And for me, I like monster movies, but I like monster movies that are like beautiful and stuff. So like my favorite, I mean, I absolutely adore Guillermo del Toro, but my favorite, which was the first movie I ever saw that he did, was Pan's Labyrinth, which is full of beautiful and freaking terrifying monsters. But yeah, I love his movies, and I love those kind of monster movies where it's like it makes you look at it in a different point of view. But yeah, Elise, yours gave me like a visceral reaction.
Yeah,
like my
I
jaw
know.
tensed up, like
I'm
when you
so
eat a
sorry.
warhead.
No,
Like
Yeah.
I was just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
all good.
bad.
That's wild.
Oof.
I need to watch it now though.
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, when I watched it, I did not know what it was, so that was worse. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I'm gonna pass it to Hollis.
Hello, I'm Hollis, he, him, his. I'm so sorry, I've got a three-way tie. Oh, but I played Daredevil and Matt Murdock. Rubber, Dreamcatcher, and the host.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Rubber is about a literal, like a tire that's
Yes,
out to
that's
kill
right.
you.
I love that.
Ah,
I
It's-
saw
what
that in
year
college.
was that made?
It's 2006, I think.
Oh,
It is
wow.
absolutely bonkers, and it kind of, just enough, takes itself pretty seriously. It's
I
super.
love that.
I'm going to pass to Kelsea.
Kelsea, she, they, Johnny Storm, Human Torch, Human Flashlight. I think that it's a two-way tie for me. Monsters Inc. and The Shape of Water.
Yes, both
Very
good
different
choices.
Starring the same
Fantastic.
monster in yours, Rebecca. Same guy. But no, I love
Yeah.
if we're gonna have monsters, they either need to be snuggly or hot. So
Mhm.
next, Graham.
Hello, I am unmuted. My name is Graham Ward. My pronouns are he, him, and I will be playing Bruce Banner, who has taken upon himself the moniker Remaker, as he has come into possession of a few of Mandarin's rings. My favorite monster movie, it's a little tricky because I do love horror movies, but I like when humans are the monsters.
Yes.
So I'm trying to decide if I should stress the constraints of the question.
Go for it. Stress them. This game's all about stress, Graham.
I was gonna say if it's something, if it's about you, Graham, I think stress makes sense. Get it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't know. There's so many good movies. All right, I'll say The Omen,
Nice.
because I
Ooh.
think Satan is definitely like a monster archetype that I like the idea of all powerful evil whose abilities you don't understand, and so you're dealing with something that you just can't predict what's going to happen next. All you know is that they have it out for you. So I really like occult horror movies. That ties into like just a whole bunch of things that I love. I love Dracula for the same reason, like a novel Dracula, not movie Dracula. So that kind of stuff. The like arch powerful occult enemy is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I like that for you. I don't watch a ton of. I don't really watch a ton of monster movies in the way that I feel like all of your great answers were. I think I'm more in line with Kelsea with like the Monsters Inc. answers. But I think that one, I don't know if it counts, so I'm gonna say the other one is really the answer. But I was thinking about What We Do in the Shadows for a long time.
Nice.
It's a vampire movie.
That's a
so
good one.
Good.
Yeah.
So good.
But I think the one that kind of says, "Ooh, monster, figure out how to kill the monster," kind of thing, is the new movie Prey that came out. Prey.
That was good.
Yes. Yeah.
Good.
Mhm,
Really
mhm.
loved that one. Really loved it. So yeah. Okay. Let's see. That was good. That was fun. I like that. So let's talk about what kind of monsters you may see in this episode in the form of a content rating. This is rated R. So if anybody's out there and you're like, oh crap, I'm only 6 years old, I can't watch anymore, I'm sorry. I'm
just
sorry.
a small
Thanks
Go
for
the fuck to
checking
bed.
us
What
out.
are you doing up?
I really hope that we didn't say anything to disturb you too much so far with the pods in the
But
all the butts that we talked about. But yeah, this is gonna be rated R. Language, violence, horror, not strong horror, not Graham horror, but good good horror. Still.
Wholesome
And
horror.
also despair. Wholesome horror.
despair.
Despair.
I think despair is a clean PG-13
Yeah.
myself.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Human emotions are a part of growing up and part of being existing.
There's gonna be some despair, but not that spare.
Get
that was
out.
too far, I think.
Get
I think that
out.
one was too far.
Get out.
End the stream.
End the stream.
You're starting to
We
lose
gotta-
friends.
Don't worry, guys. If ever I say something that really bothers you, that's why we have color cards.
Oh, right. These.
So we use these safety tools called color cards.
Can we just hold this up? Or no, sorry. This up anytime Justin talks. This
Yeah,
Anytime
we have to help.
I say a bad dad joke,
You'll
just
never learn.
red card me. Anyway, that's what we do. Okay, we've talked long enough. Let's chat about. We talked long enough. Let's chat. I see where the joke is there. Yeah.
Hungry.
Let's talk about where we came from here. What's happened previously on Future Raid. After being pulled through a portal into an alternate universe 30 years in the future, our 5 heroes have set out on a journey to claim materials needed to make their way home. Despite successes in Fisk Lake City and Sin City, the team still isn't any closer to getting back home. Their search for adamantium led them to a confused and dangerous Logan, who is now roaming the wasteland. Their search for PIM particles on AIM Island led them to an encounter with 3 members of the Supreme Six, including Natasha's younger sister, Yelena. Barely escaping the bridge, the team now finds itself in the Hulklands, with Resistance fighters Amadeus Cho, Jennifer Takeda, and Bruce's oldest enemy, Thunderbolt Ross. We will begin today's session in a desert, a highway, not unlike the one that's currently on our screen right now. It is a long and winding road. It is not green tinted, as you can see. It is instead yellow, orange, brown, that kind of classic American Southwest landscape. And we find a lonely and isolated Bruce Banner. Graham, Bruce has been on his own for about 4 months now. After his latest stint with the Avengers and a stab at heroism, we now find Bruce out on his own, walking well, you tell me, what do you think Bruce is doing out here?
Yeah, he's got a little campsite set up in a sort of hidden spot. He's got decades now of practice at staying hidden, trying to keep off the radar. Keeps his burner phone well at a distance from where he actually is. And yeah, I don't know if it's what time of day is it?
Mid-afternoon. It's pretty hot.
Yeah.
The sun's high.
Okay, he's probably getting in a little hiking just to like occupy the daylight hours before he turns in.
And as he hikes up on a ridge, down on the highway below, Bruce, I think you see, every now and then cars pass by, but one car specifically sort of catches your eye. It's a rather large, what do you call it? Not like a semi-truck, but like a...
SUV?
No, larger than that. Kind of like a moving truck size.
Okay.
And it sort of winds around the curve, driving sort of your direction. As you see it get closer, you do recognize that it is somewhat familiar to you. It has a kind of almost gaudy green color to it. And as it gets closer, you see that on the side, it says the Hulk Gang, sort of like professionally, decaled on the side of the truck. And as it sort of pulls off the highway onto like a little dirt road closer to where your trail is, you realize that it is definitely coming for you. But you also know that it's friendly. It is not a threat. It is most likely one of the few members, the few people in your life that you actually somewhat trust. So as do you
yeah,
flee?
I'll like start making my way down there. Okay. Doing my sort of post hike stretch maybe, and kind of casually waiting for the truck to pull up.
As you it's sort of as you get to the bottom of the little trail that you're on, you see that it's kind of already there, parked, and the horn honks, and it's just like a really tacky horn. And hopping out of the cab, you see a young Asian kid, swooped hair, kind of scrawny, and just wearing a tank top that says the Hulk was right, and sort of runs up towards you and says, Doc, hey, we found you. And you see Amadeus Cho.
Yeah. Amadeus, hi. I told you not to wear that shirt around me. It's really like that just doesn't make me comfortable.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm sorry. I gotta rep the brand though.
Yeah. Well, you know what my brand is? You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. So.
No, I know. That's on a different shirt. Did you see that one? It might have been a newer release. I don't know if you saw it.
What can I do for you, buddy?
Hey, well, we were just you see he's got something like sort of. He's always Amadeus is not a good liar, and he's also extremely a people person, but doesn't always have the right thing to say, and so he does his sort of textbook. He clearly has something he wants to talk to you about, but he doesn't want to do it yet. And he kind of looks behind him, and walking around the corner there, you see. Hang on 1 second. You see an old colleague of yours, with his sort of flowing green hair down his side. You see who Doc Samson, and he comes around. He's looking a little more road worn, a little more like, okay, we just drove like 12 hours. I need a break. But he kind of walks over to you and he says, "Bruce, good to see you again."
Hey, Lenny.
Walks up for a handshake, basically.
Yeah, I'll give him a handshake. Well, this is quite the welcome wagon. How'd you find me?
Well, he looks to Amadeus, and Amadeus says, right, okay, so that's what I want to talk to you about. It's one of the things I want to talk to you about, I guess. So don't be mad, but...
I'll do my best.
Yeah. So I may have found a way to sort of track you without your knowledge, just in case, we needed you. Just in case the Avengers needed you, which we do, by the way. They do. But they're on their way to the Rockies right now, actually. We have a little more time just because we're a little closer. So, I mean, they'll probably get there in like, I don't know, a couple hours. But,
Okay.
There's some stuff going on, but he kind of turns back towards Doc Samson. He kind of turns back towards you, and he says, I was hoping we could talk real quick before you go off to do that, is all.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty serious if all the Avengers are assembling.
Yeah, I don't have all the deets exactly, but they put out the call, and as always, the Hulk gang, we
Yeah,
kind of,
but they didn't call me. You did.
Yeah, right. So, you know how it works. They call us when they need you, and we kind of, scan those and figure out which ones actually they really need you for. Because a lot of them, let me tell you, there was something that happened last week with Mole Man. It wasn't... Anyway, point is, and he kind of turns, and Doc Samson says, right, okay, yeah. I'll just, I'm going to catch a couple minutes here in the cab. Bruce, good luck, I guess.
I'll toss him a peanut butter bar. One of those, like
Yeah.
granola peanut butter bars.
Catches that, gives you a smile.
So what's on your mind, Amadeus?
Let's walk. Shall we walk? I think we should
Yeah,
walk.
let's walk. Let's
he
do
kind
it.
of walks up the trail with you. Excuse me. So he walks up, kind of back up the way you were going. You get up to a nice little ridge where you can sort of see the land out there. And he kind of plops down. Doc, okay, look. I'll just come right out and say it. We get a lot of calls for the Hulk. A lot of times that, Thor's off-world, or Cap and Iron Man, or I don't know, fighting each other. And it's like, sometimes they just... I feel like there's a need for the Hulk. And I would never ask you to do that. I would never ask you to you're in a place where I know you gotta be, but I kind of cracked a formula, Doc, and I think I can be the Hulk. For you.
What?
Okay, hear me out. I can take it away from you. And I can have it.
You don't, Amadeus, you don't want this.
No, I
Don't you understand what I've been through?
I know, I know.
This isn't a game. This isn't, I'm not, I'm not like out here promoting this.
Look,
I'm trying to get away. And after what happened, when I had to leave the Avengers, where I am is where I need to be.
I know. Exactly.
You've got a whole life ahead of you.
No,
You don't
but
need to be in this position.
Bruce, you can tell he's flustered. He never calls you Bruce for one thing. But he says, kind of gets up and he starts kind of kicking dust a little bit. He says, Doc, I think I figured it out though. Okay, the way that you were, the Hulk forced itself into you, right? And you don't want it, and that you're resisting it, and it's causing the tension within you, between you. But if I welcomed it, I think I cracked it, and I promise you, you know I wouldn't even bring this up to you if I wasn't 100% sure, 99% sure. But
Yeah.
Doc, I want to. I want to help. I want to. I want to be a hero.
Let me say this. I was your age once, okay? And I don't know everything about what it's like to be in your position, but I used to think that I was immune to. I thought I could get away with anything. I thought nothing could take me down. I thought I was exceptional and that the natural consequences didn't apply to me. Obviously, you know the version of me who's had that beaten out of him a little bit. But don't rush into something. I'm not gonna say never, but let's check each other's work. Let's talk about it a bit more. Because you don't deserve to go through what I've gone through. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. I mean, I've spent my life since becoming, one half of this partnership trying to end it, trying to keep it away from people. And I joke about, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, but I mean, most of the time when I say that, I damn well mean it.
I know. I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, I'm not as angry as you are. I'm just saying, hear me out, okay? Like you said, let's check each other's work. Maybe after you get back from this Rocky Mountain thing, we can talk about it.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
Because
Doc, just be careful, okay?
Doc, yeah, you be careful. Look, you've done so much for the world, and they still fear you. And that's not
with
right.
With good reason.
I know.
It is right. They should fear me.
But,
and maybe I didn't want to live like this. But the alternative is living like the other guy. Come on, let's go back and we'll talk some more. I'll, once things kind of simmer down after whatever this next operation is, I'll come see you and we'll talk about it for real. I don't want you to think that I'm just some adult sitting here saying, no, you can't, and keeping your optimism down. I just care about you, Amadeus. And I've made mistakes, and if I could go back and think twice about it, I would. So just think twice, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. The two of you walk back down the trail. He sort of opens up his the truck that he's in, the back of the truck there, and you know it, the Hulk gang truck, essentially, is sort of a mobile lab that they, you know, just kind of go across the country in. He pulls out, or he gets in there and drives out like a ATV down like a ramp and onto the road for you. And he says, here, this can take you the rest of the way. It's modified, by the way, so it's it does fly. It's an aerial. You'll figure it out. It's pretty user friendly. But
Great.
I think the helicarrier should just be due north. Right around, yeah. If you leave in the next 10 minutes or so, you'll hit it, and
Okay.
you can team up, I guess. Go be a hero.
Yeah, we'll talk after. All right.
Yeah. Thanks, Doc.
Be good. Then I'll hop on and take it off.
Yeah, you kind of drive down the thing, and eventually they kind of see a switch that two large, like, I don't know, blasters sort of come out the sides and like kind of carry it
Sweet.
up, and just very it makes me think of something like Nick Fury would drive in like the
Yes,
80s
100%.
or something, you know. So as you fly off to the Rockies, sort of leaving Amadeus behind, we cut to the future, where we find you sitting in a tent, lost in thought, and the flap to the tent flies open, and you see the now 40-something-year-old version of the kid you know, were just talking to, hulked out and calling out to you, Doc. Hey, sorry, did you hear me?
Huh? Yeah, sorry.
You're good. Hey, so you got a second?
Yeah. And actually, someone who was very observant might see one of the rings kind of like light down. The ring that has some mind powers.
Yes.
And anyway, yeah. What can I do for you?
He walks inside. He's, you know, these tents, despite the fact that they are Hulks, these tents are built for like normal human-sized people. So he kind of has to like duck down a little bit, and kind of sits down on a little cot that you're sitting on next to you. Kind of
Didn't spring for
down.
the 10-person yurt, huh?
Yeah, kind of had to take what we could get. So listen, I forgot his voice should be a little deeper now. He's a little.
Nice.
So, Doc, I guess I just wanted to sort of be the one to fill you in, I guess. Look, I know that you are from another world, and we've kind of discussed. We can talk about more about what that means, but in this world, you know, the Hulk, well, the Hulk died, and I guess I just wanted.
How?
Yeah, that is the question.
You don't know?
No, I mean, I do, but it also.
Do you mind if I bring my teammates in here? Honestly, I just feel like they deserve to hear this.
Let's why don't we go out? Like you said,
Okay.
10-person yurt.
Yeah.
It's not.
Is that all right if we, you know,
Yeah.
circle up?
So yeah,
We've been, I know you've all been through hell, but we've spent a long time now trying to get out here and find out what happened, and I'd like them to hear it.
so you two sort of emerge from the tent. Where do we find everybody else in this scene? In this, I'll remind you, we're in a resistance camp here in the middle of the desert. That sort of green, misty haze is all over the place here. And this is sort of just like a set-up camp here that looks incredibly mobile, ready to take down at any minute. But where do we find the rest of you? Yeah, Elise.
I feel like I've got high emotional stress from that last encounter, so I'm somewhere alone, just sitting, trying to hold back tears. Yeah, I've been isolating.
Yeah.
I think.
How far out from the camp do you think she'd be willing to go?
Not too far. Like if there's just an empty tent or something somewhere, that's
Okay.
where I am.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you can easily find an empty tent, and you're sort of hanging in there. What about everybody else? Rebecca?
I think Rogue is coming out of the first aid tent because Bruce had bandaged up her ribs and everything, so she's coming out of there and just kind of zipping up her uniform, just leaving there.
Nice, yeah. And there's a number of other sort of medic type people here. The vast majority of people here are Hulks, to remind you. However, there are a handful, just a few, 3 or 4 humans that are here. Now, I'll remind you what Danny had said to you, which was that humans and people in general can live in the Hulklands for a matter of weeks, essentially, without seeing any effects from the radiation. However, prolonged exposure beyond that will start to affect a person. And if you stay here long enough, it's pretty certain you'll become a Hulk. I'm going to go ahead and say that through your little bit of time here, you guys have discovered some basic things about Hulks here and whatnot, such as the fact that turning into a Hulk isn't always it's not an easy process by any means, nor is it easy to contain a Hulk. So there are a large number of people who have turned into Hulks and been driven mad by it, lost their minds, or basically killed themselves, just horrific things. Many of those people who are still alive have banded up essentially with Leader, and are sort of living under his rule. However, the Hulks who sort of have been able to control themselves and somewhat maintain a sense of self, a sense of humanity, generally want to fight against that. And since Hulks, you also kind of find out that Hulks aren't really welcome very many other places in the country, if you can call this a country. So most Hulks just choose to stay here because, if nothing else, it's safe. Like, you could just be isolated out in the middle of nowhere here, and very much like Bruce just was in that flashback, and nobody will find you. And so the Hulks who choose to do that maybe just live out on their own, and the Hulks who try to essentially stop the Leader's reign over this area have banded up together under Thunderbolt Ross, aka Red Commander, which does sound very much like a Star Wars reference, but I named him and I'm keeping it, so anyway, all of that is sort of now common knowledge amongst the group. But so yeah, one of the humans with like the masks, essentially, just to keep themselves even more safe, assuming they are down here for a matter of weeks, they have like a respirator mask. They were helping you heal some wounds as well and kind of monitor you. So cool. Rogue is sort of walking out of the medic tent. What about Daredevil?
So I think I've got like two things that I'm trying to be super perceptive about, like where Natasha is, like if she's all right, but also I'm with Danny still, like kind of halfway giving her the silent treatment and training, not unlike like Stick did for me. So I'm just kind of like silently sparring with her.
Love it.
Yeah.
She I'm just gonna roll like a d20 or a d12 real quick, and it's
Okay.
just gonna be I just want to know how well she's picking it up is all.
Uh-huh.
All right, yeah, she is, despite her energy, her frenetic, like constant sort of like on the go energy, she can meditate. She can really focus in, hone in when she needs to, and she seems incredibly focused, eager, but
Yeah.
focused as you are sort of teaching her a d20 in Cortex. I know. That's why I rolled a 12, guys. I don't even have a 20 in front of me, okay? So it's all good.
Sorry, I thought you said D20.
I did originally, and then I corrected to a d12 because I realized I don't have one.
He was ashamed of himself.
Shame.
Don't make me
Shame.
call Cam Banks.
Don't do it.
Cam is pissed.
Cam hates D20s.
No.
I can feel.
He
I can
burns
feel
them.
Cam's rage.
I'm joking.
No. Okay.
Joking.
So anyway, yeah, Hollis, as you train her, I think we can get a quick scene out of this real quick. So let's just jump into it real quick.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Why not? We gotta love this. We gotta take the scenes while we can get them.
Yeah, why not?
You don't want to like make this full like combat scene where we all gang up against Annie and we fucking take her down, dude.
Maybe in a couple sessions. Yeah, she'll be ready for that.
Okay, cool.
But are you teaching her like meditation and focus or actual like maneuvers?
I think because like she's built, right, and that is something to respect. I think I'm mostly like teaching her swiftness and stealth.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, as she sort of does some of the maneuvers with you, she you you can sense that she is trying not to laugh. She's sort of holding in like a chuckle.
Well, let's get right to it. What's so funny?
Oh,
What's so funny?
sorry. Nothing. I was just this is fucking cool. That's all.
Yeah, I think you're doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Did you say you think I'm doing a good job?
No, do you?
Oh. Gotcha. Rhetorical questions are probably not a good thing. I mean, I thought I was.
I think immediately I like slide down. I'm not. Should I roll for this?
No, just do it. No, of
Cool.
course not.
I slide down, like grab her shoe, and just kind of fling it up, bringing her face
Yes.
to the ground.
She says, "Okay, okay, sorry, right? No laughing. Got it.
No laughing.
Sorry about that."
But then I think I kind of flash her a smile, just like letting her know that like we're cool.
So, how did you how do you do that? How do you? I mean, I wasn't even smiling.
I had a good teacher, and I know people, the good and the bad. It's like I can smell it on you. You're
She says, so can I ask you something?
Yeah, within reason.
Did you, I don't know, did you, like, have a, I don't know, like, a partner? Or anything? Like a sidekick or like a...
No, it's too dangerous. Even having the few friends that I've had has been very dangerous for me.
Yeah, right. That makes sense. I just thought, you know, sometimes when I think about my parents, I like to imagine, I mean, she doesn't laugh anymore. She says, I mean, I know that they weren't like this, but I like to imagine that they were like, I don't know, like matching costumes or something. Just because
Your mother would have found that hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. She hated anything corny like that. Maybe your dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a flair for the dramatic. I will say something though, costumes aside, and putting aside how I feel about having a partner. If there were two people in the world that belonged together as those two.
She openly smiles.
That's all right. You can smile. It's all right.
Thanks. Thanks for that.
Yeah. I mean, you're here. We might as well talk about this kind of thing, right? You just focus.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
All right.
And as you two continue training, Johnny, what do you think you're up to?
I think that Johnny is talking to flippin' hazmat
Jen, yeah.
Jen, and I would say is wanting to like get some intel about the world, and about
absolutely.
the situation, but doesn't really necessarily know how.
Yeah.
And it's not a matter of like not being able to speak to a lady or anything, but it's just sort of like is trying to be cool and slick.
And I'll say too, I mean, for the sake of saying this, she is older than you. She's, in her mid 40s. And all you really see that's not covered in her suit is her face. And it's interesting. It's almost like, imagine I was thinking of that scene from Zoolander where with the hand model and it's like in the capsule, so it's like perfectly untouched hand. It's basically what Jennifer's face is like. She's got a beautiful untouched, unscarred, just like porcelain face, essentially, like. And it's pretty apparent that she lives her life inside that suit. Just wanted to throw that out there since, just because Johnny and, the whole attraction side of things, I just wanted to sort of throw that out.
That Johnny doesn't just have to like smash whats with everybody just to flirt.
I know, that's what I'm saying, flirting. I'm not talking about smash.
So
I do understand where you got that from with the suit talk, but
yes.
Yeah.
So I think that let's look at it this way. She drove up in a vehicle with people.
Yeah.
And so I'm asking her to show me the vehicle and talk to me about it.
Sorry. Sorry, Rebecca.
What you got right here? Looks like a 4-speed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Pretty here,
That's
let me
cool. I don't really know cars, so that's cool though.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can we move on from that then?
Yeah,
God.
please do.
What is your situation? What's your world? What are we doing?
So many questions. Okay, well, let's start at the top. As you know, the world went to shit on V-Day.
Know this? Oh, what does the V stand for?
V? Victory.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So normal V-Day, just different situation than I'm used to. Got it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so V-Day happened. Heroes died. Not all heroes, like we're in touch with, do you know Jennifer Walters?
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense, I guess. She's down here?
No, actually. She is in Canada. She was
are the other
down
countries
here.
all okay?
Yeah. Well, sort of. Yeah, Jen was down here, and she realized she could actually do more outside of the country, and so she lives in Canada. She helps smuggle people across the border, and
Oh.
she's a fucking amazing lawyer.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
But yeah, to answer your
So-
question, the other countries, I mean, for the most part, are fine. Russia's pretty fucked.
That's normal. Yeah.
Yeah, the Winter Guard, well, yeah, it's pretty fucked. Canada is arguably the best place to be, if you don't consider the fact that they're bordered with us. But Alpha Flight made it out and are still kicking. I mean, they're old as balls now, but
Wait, who's Alpha Flight?
Alpha Flight? Oh, right. Forgot. You don't really. They were a superhero team. You know, Puck, Sasquatch, Snowbird, Guardian. Yeah, not ringing any bells. That's all right. I
was sort of a top tier superhero, so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I do. Anyway.
Yeah, I just Googled it. I don't know any of these guys.
The world is fine, relatively speaking. I mean, I guess I could go out and be in it if I wanted to. It's not that hard to leave this country. Not for someone like me, but
What does that mean?
what's the point? I just mean that you know, being a superpowered individual, it's not too hard to get past a few guards. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But,
It's not like you're in hot demand or whatever. No offense.
No, none taken. I'm not. Never really have been. Unlike you, never really been a top tier hero.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh no,
I
I
don't
mean,
really-
to be honest, I guess that's probably what saved me. So,
Nice.
I mean, V-Day happened and nobody came knocking on my door, so no offense.
None taken. What? You're good then? Like, I mean, I feel like everywhere we've met, we've needed to help people, but you guys seem like you've sort of got it under control.
Well, I mean, I guess it's only because there's nobody really to help down here except for ourselves. I mean, everyone down here is either a Hulk fighting for their own freedom, a Hulk fucked up beyond their own capacity, or a Hulk living fine out on their own. So,
Why are some Hulks okay? Like, why is Amadeus okay?
I mean, some of them are fine. I mean, a lot of the ones in this camp with us right now are dealing with it. Some people... these are permanent Hulks, you know? They're not like your friend... Oh, speaking of the devil here, I think you two like sort of walk
Daredevil
towards the
back?
center.
Oh, Bruce Banner. Got it.
You two sort of walk in towards the center. I think all of you sort of hear Amadeus call out to the group and sort of say, team meeting, everybody, can we just have a yep, come on in, everybody. So he's calling people together, and as you sort of walk up with Jennifer here, she says, like your Hulk, for example, sort of did this thing where he, I guess, turned back and forth between, you know, the guy and the Hulk, right? I mean, even I remember that much, but these Hulks, these Hulks
makes
don't
him
do
sort of,
that, you know.
He's sort of pissy about it, though. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the radiation around here, but there's just sort of a perfect balance, a sort of ecosystem that thrives for Hulks. And so those who...
Do you guys have, like, scientists down here?
Yeah.
What if you put my radiation in with that kind of radiation? What would happen?
You give off radiation?
Oh yeah, I've been mutating you this entire time. No, I think I was pretty contained, but it's what caused it.
Ah, I always wondered.
We went to deep outer space and turned into something else.
I mean, I didn't always assume that you were just on fire the whole time like a little baby, but like,
No, there's
World
like several
wonders.
movies about it. Yeah.
So as all of you gather up here, the 5 of you plus Danny, and a couple other Hulks start kind of coming in as well, and Amadeus says, No, sorry, guys, that was misleading. Just the non-Hulk team. Non-Hulk team. Hulks, go away. Go away. Thank you.
They're very compliant.
they're not too bright, but they sure are sweet.
Yeah, I'm sort of a big deal around here. I don't want to say shepherd, but I definitely helped guide them a bit. My Hulk knowledge really helped them out a lot, becoming Hulks and whatnot. So anyway.
Hey, has this guy always been a bit of a Johnny Storm, or is this the Hulk talking?
He looks at you and he's like, Johnny Storm?
That was a cute compliment. It was cute that I said it.
It was. No, I'm pointing at you like, I get you,
Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were a big...
Two hotties.
I was a big fan of yours back in the day. Let me just say that.
Okay,
Wow.
we're done with the...
Man.
Yeah. No, you had style.
There's always...
No.
Oh, about the meeting.
I'm just saying.
Got
what is
anything
that?
important to say?
Yes, of course.
Or are we just going to stand around complimenting
No, I
each
do.
other?
I have important things to say. And then he kind of leans in and he says, but seriously, Paris Fashion Week 2004.
Thank you. The platform sneakers were... Yes.
Yeah. No, we'll talk.
Wait, did you say 2024?
2004.
Oh, four.
Oh my lord!
Yeah,
they could
that
talk.
was the year I thought it
They could talk the legs off of chairs. I swear to God.
In the future, this is how we talk about the past now. Anyway, okay, so let's talk. So Bruce and I were talking about sort of how this all came to be, and he had the bright idea that we should probably share it with you all as well. So, in case you didn't know, here's a little story time for everybody. V-Day happens. On V-Day, Samuel Stearns, mad scientist doctor, known as the leader. I'm not sure. He kind of looks around and looks for nodding heads. Yes, okay, everybody. No? Okay. Well, basically an egomaniac who, his brain got about as big as he thought it was, I guess. That's a silly way to put it. Anyway, the leader baited... He gets a little less, energetic as the farther he gets into the story. He baited you, Doc, into here to New Mexico, and when you arrived, it was an ambush. Radioactive Man, Magneto, and Sandman. They were all sort of waiting for you. I mean, as I'm sure you guys have been told already, V-Day was sort of the day the villains got their shit together. And so, 4-on-1, honestly, even that shouldn't have been enough to kill a Hulk. But, well, there was a... the leader, his sort of final step in his plan was a gamma bomb. And it's not that you couldn't take the bomb, Doc. It's that you didn't want everybody else to take the bomb, too. And, it detonated, and you absorbed all of it so that nobody else would have to take any of it. And it was, incredibly heroic act that the Hulk did. But, I don't know, it wasn't enough. And, it killed you, and still released the, radioactive energy So anyway, the remaining radioactivity sent thousands of people into monstrous fits. The entire state of Texas was pretty much fucked. And everybody basically became Hulks.
Do we know what their motive was other than just area control?
The leader... I mean, Doc, you know him probably better than any of us, but it was about power, and it was about, like you said, area control. I think it was about wanting to... My best guess, Plan A was destroy the Hulk. Plan B, if Hulk doesn't get destroyed, at least you can create a shit ton of monsters. I don't know how exactly. I still haven't figured out how, but Leader seems to have control over the Hulks that have lost their minds. Those of us that haven't don't feel that pull, but the others, they're essentially his slaves. And
what sets them apart? Is there any way to predict who will become, under the influence of Leader and who will be okay?
You see here, he kind of chuckles, and he looks to you and he says, well, it's like I told you once, Doc. Not everybody's angry. Best theory is that it has something to do with a person's state of mind prior to becoming a Hulk.
It's like when you're in a really emotionally bad place and then you get drunk.
Sure. But
follow that logic.
Yeah.
It's more so about acceptance, I think. Some people, I don't know. The people here who have control are the ones who found balance, I guess.
Point of order, Justin.
Yeah.
What is and this is Kelsea speaking.
Yes,
to Justin.
Kelsea, what's up?
We are not in the hotbed. We are in Ground Zero.
You are outside of Ground Zero, yeah.
Which I assume is where Hulk exploded.
Ground Zero, yes, is where Hulk exploded. Yes.
Then why is the hotbed so gammy?
So they explained to you that they were able to sort of capture most of the gamma radiation and sort of deposit it in the Grand Canyon, as sort of a way to a place basically essentially like a big junk yard. The Grand Canyon basically became a big junkyard for gamma radiation.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, question. This is Johnny Storm. Is Leader a Hulk?
That's a really good question. And
Yeah, because he's been here for multiple weeks at this point.
Wait, what? What?
He's
Oh,
been
you
around
said
for
he's been here. I
multiple
thought you said we've been here.
No.
I was like, wait, no, you haven't. Jennifer says, you would think he would be one, but he's not. And I think that pisses him off.
Do you think this is all part of the plan and he is actually controlling these Hulks on purpose as an army, and that was the goal, and now he's doing it and we need to take him out?
Amadeus says, well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is all spot on. But I think also, and he looks to you, Bruce, and he says, you can attest to this maybe more than we can, but Leader has always been one to need to be the best. And being surrounded by a country of Hulks who are all bigger than him, who are all stronger than him. I don't know if you know, but he's been amassing a collection of items. We've had some scouts get close enough and see some transports. He has a number of powerful items that I believe he is collecting as what's the term I'm looking for? You know when
Trophies.
when guys used to like drive around with big fucking like trucks and shit and like rev their engines? He's basically doing that. He's my guess. I think you're right, Johnny. I think his plan was to command an army of Hulks. And I think that over the last 30 years, I think he wants more. I think he wants to be a Hulk. I think he wants to be the strongest one there is.
Let's kill him.
Hell yeah.
All right. What's our plan?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time we tried. But he does have a couple weaknesses. Hubris not being the least.
I could get down with some hubris.
So at this point, you once again hear the sort of large booming steps of the ancient Thunderbolt Ross. As he walks up. I mean,
It's this guy now.
dude looks... I mean, remember earlier when I told you about the Wrecking Crew?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's him, but, like, add 30 years, you know? Like...
Red
he's-
Maestro.
Yeah,
in
just
other
doing
words.
basic math. He's got to be pushing 100. So,
Man, those
yeah.
gamma radiation does wonders for the skin.
It definitely helps. He walks up and, as he says...
I wasn't saying. Gotta
Yeah,
watch
you
my
look great,
mouth.
man.
he walks up
Still
and
representing
he says...
the toothbrush mustache. Which is great.
He ignores you, Johnny. He just takes a deep breath and he says, right then. Plan is, we stick with our original plan, and you all stay out of our way.
Fun.
He was
So,
Excuse me?
how is your original plan working? You winning? You doing a good job? Is it going well? Sounds like you have it handled then, huh? You don't need any help. You don't want anybody to maybe, aid you in your goals.
Exactly right. Yes. Thank you. You can
All
leave.
right. Well, we're gonna go kill leader. You can be with us or against us, I guess.
He walks over to you, Johnny, and he looks down at you. And yeah, I mean, you're so used to this kind of fucking guy. He looks at you and he says, I know where you're from. Being a twerpy little hero is fine and dandy. But here, we don't need you. No, look at me. Look at me.
Sorry, I had to tie my shoe. What?
He puts a hand gingerly on your shoulder, Johnny. And slightly grips, just hard enough. What's up?
I was just ready to roll. I'm getting.
Oh. I thought you were
I'm
rolling
ready.
or something. Okay. He just puts a hand and he looks at you and he says, joke all you want, but heroes are the exact reason we're in this shithole that we're in.
Oh, it's not because you don't need us and you could have gotten out of the shithole anytime you wanted.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, if the heroes were the problem, all of them being gone surely means that they weren't really the problem because the shithole is still happening.
Heroes caused V-Day.
Okay, so Amadeus, you said that some of these Hulks were able to control their emotions.
Amadeus,
Like this isn't one of them.
Amadeus is over there crossing his arms like, oh god.
Yeah.
Um,
Why don't we practice fighting you and see how it goes? Does that sound fun?
I would love nothing more. But
All
I have a
right, all right.
responsibility to my people, and you are getting in my way.
I turn to Danny and say, "You ready?"
All right, now before we get
she,
ourselves
like,
in a
puts her-
tizzy here, let's all just calm down. Now, look, Commander Ross, if you're not interested in our help, well, we're not going to force that upon you. All we're saying is you're missing a prime opportunity for any sort of assistance in this, even minor, if so needed be. But I think that all of us killing each other over who gets to fight some super villain is absolutely just ridiculous. Like, I think we all just need to take a step back here and just calm down.
Oh, I know it's ridiculous, but I hate this fucker.
Yeah, let's see. I'm trying to decide.
To be clear, Johnny is like chest puffed out against his
God.
like belly. You know what I mean? Like,
I love it.
So I'll say this. And just full disclosure to the audience here, we're behind the scenes discussing if this could be considered a social action scene, which I'm not opposed to. I guess I'll sort of pose the question this way. Ross is clearly he's not backing down. He doesn't want you to help. He sort of seems to have it in his head that you are all going to do nothing but make matters worse. And so if you want to become a part of this sort of, militia and like fight alongside of them to like go and do that, we can sort of enter into a social action scene here and see if you can like sort of argue your point against sort of his and figure out if there's a way to do that. Alternatively, you can, like Johnny said, basically just deuces and go do your own thing, and just hit leader on your own.
Yeah, the stakes are like, do we really think there's an advantage in getting some kind of ally out of this? I guess, right? Isn't that would kind of be
exactly?
our goal,
Yeah, like you guys can basically social action fight to try and gain him and the Hulk army as an ally.
That could be like some kind of agreement, right, amongst heroes. Like, if we beat your ass, we join your crew, and
or we like do emotional or mental stress to the point where if we stress Ross out, we could either get him out of the conflict or convince him.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
going to
fun.
say this. This is Johnny's next move. You know what? I'd feel bad beating an old man. And I just wink and I brush his little cheek like that. And then I turn and walk away. What does he do?
Johnny.
What do you do, Justin?
What do you do,
What does he
Justin?
do?
What are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll again. Roll a d12. Here we go. All right. Johnny, you say that, and you said you touch his cheek. Okay.
God.
As you touch him,
But in a caress like this.
yeah, and Johnny, you are
I think that counts as a flirt.
particularly counts as a what?
Flirt. It's called
It's a
aggressive.
malicious flirt, but
It's
a flirt.
aggressive flirting.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Um,
doesn't say that it has to be kind or,
Johnny, you are particularly attuned to heat, of course, being who you are. And as you touch his skin, it is incredibly hot, like way more than a normal human should be, more so than, I mean, you've touched the Hulk's body before, and it's never been this hot. It is like almost like your level of like hot, essentially. And as you turn to walk away, the rest of you hear Amadeus say, "Oh shit!" Just as Commander Ross grabs Johnny's head and smashes him into the ground.
Oh my god.
Here we
Go
go.
ahead, and if you could, Graham,
Wow.
go ahead
Oh,
and create for me just a GMC of Commander Ross.
Oh fuck yes.
And
Yeah.
I will. What's
Bruce
up?
has like his arms out and he's like, now we don't need to fight. We don't need to fight. Let's have a meeting of the minds here.
Yeah. So, and let me just say,
Smash.
this is like any other action scene, guys. Any other action scene. However, you know, it may benefit you more to try and attack, you know, the mind as opposed to the body in this way, essentially. But that's not to say you can't actually throw punches and stuff too. Okay.
True, but also, do I not get to roll my attack of being condescending to him?
Yeah, I guess I'll allow it.
Yes.
Because I'm a hot-headed hero.
I mean, clearly you got under his skin, so yeah.
And then I'll roll my reaction. How about that?
Sure.
Okay.
I love it.
I adore you.
Okay.
I can't believe he just grabbed you by your head.
It's so little.
It's so tiny in his hand.
Okay, what's 8 plus 7? Oh my god, I can't think. 15?
15. Okay. He got a 14. So, what's your effect die?
My effect die is a D10.
Of course it is. Okay. Great.
And I would like to think that it's, what are our options? Emotional, mental? Emotional.
Sure. Yeah.
I pissed him off.
He's sitting at a D10 emotional stress. I mean, heroes have shown up. They fucked with his plans already. He is so tired of this bullshit. He thought the world got rid of you, and he was honestly kind of happy about it. So, he takes that stress, D10, emotional, and now he is going to physically attack you, Johnny.
Uh-huh.
I got a 17 with a D10.
So if I am using a plot point, I do what? I add another die or no?
Yeah, you can add a.
Or do I re-roll one of my die, or how does this work?
So,
Okay.
well, there's multiple things you can do here. So you can add, you can use a plot point right now to add another trait to your roll, like a second trait from the same power set, or you know, a second distinction, or whatever you want, basically, to add another die into your roll.
Before you roll.
Before you roll. Alternatively, you can also add a die after your roll, or sorry, spend a plot point after you roll to take another die from your dice pool that you already rolled and add it into your total.
Oh, okay, got it.
Or
That's
add a second effect.
and you rolled a 14.
I got a 17.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do the one where I re-roll one that's in there. Is that what you said? I'm so sorry.
You're good. So, did you already roll?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you can spend a plot point to add another die you already rolled into your total. So you can.
Oh, but that's not gonna do
yeah.
anything for me. What are my other options?
That's it.
That's all I can do? Fuck.
If you already
Okay,
rolled.
well then I
yeah.
lost. Yeah, I lost that reaction.
Okay. So 17.
And
Sorry.
it was 12, so you get the heroic thing.
Oh, you're right. Okay. So that ups it to a D10 physical stress on Johnny
It's time.
as
I
he
think it's like my
takes your
first
head
injury.
and smashes it into the ground, and just like smashes it, and he says, God, I'm trying to think of something good, but not like actually too bad. There's so many things that Thunderbolt Ross could say that I think are like actually too no, but like are bad in real life that I'm like I don't want to like yeah exactly.
I mean, look at the man. He definitely says something.
Along the lines
Super
of being a
inappropriate.
yuppie or I don't know, something like that. I'm gonna move on from this.
Sit down, you yuppie.
The steel.
I don't know what people find offensive right now, so I'm just gonna not say anything and just smash your head into the ground. And with that, I'm gonna pass.
I'm gonna automatically do physical stress back to him with my SFX.
Oh yes, your SFX. The one thing, yeah. So
Wow, Kelsey, I'm so glad you remembered that all
Hang
by
on.
yourself.
I'm really good at the game.
You're so good at this, girl.
And I
So,
only get to spend a PowerPoint to step it up.
I don't have
right?
your SFX on this page, but will you just go ahead?
Yeah, the PowerPoint is just if you want to step it up.
But if I stepped it up, it'd be 12, and that's the highest I can go, right?
Yes, then we would all be rolling an extra D12 in our pools.
Let's do that.
That's
What?
amazing.
So, Kelsey, can you go ahead and read your special effects just for the audience here?
On a successful reaction, no, it has to be successful.
Oh,
Darn
damn
it.
Oh, sorry.
Ew.
I don't have it in
Really
front of
ruined
me.
the story.
I don't have it in front of me,
Justin
so I
ruined the
genuinely didn't know that. I was just trying to help describe what's happening for the audience.
Justin ruined the story.
Yeah, I had it wrong too.
It's fine. It's okay.
Dang. Okay, but for the future, can you go ahead and read it? I'm just...
On a successful reaction against a physical attack action, inflict physical stress with your effect die at no cost. You can spend a PowerPoint or a plot point or whatever it's called to step up that effect.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, good to know in the future. I'm gonna pass it to Daredevil.
All right. So real quick. So we're rolling to inflict emotional stress. That's the goal. Like as a team, that's what we want to do.
I think so, because I think that if we engage him primarily physically,
Yeah.
it's just gonna look bad in front of this group. You know what I mean?
Didn't I
Like,
get
he's their
him?
leader.
Didn't I do it? Graham?
I just upped it.
In that case, I'm going to roll. I'm gonna try to strike a personal chord, but I don't want to say what I want to say yet. Is that cool? Until I succeed.
Yeah.
Okay, dope. Rolling, because like, so I've got these superhuman senses, right? And I can definitely tell that he's starting to get pissed. Like we are getting to him. So I'm on a team. I'm a man without fear. I'm going to use my menace.
And just to throw it out there too, just to remind you guys, Powerhouse is a permanent part of your team now, so she is an extra that you can add to your rolls. She's a D8. I will say this: there's really no like limits on like you don't have to spend a plot point to add her to your roll or anything like that. But I do ask that we keep it narratively making sense at least.
Yeah.
So if if Daredevil adds her to his role to help him with something, it may not make the most sense for the next person to also add her to their role and that kind of thing. Okay, sorry, continue.
That's all right. Okay, so I'm going to turn very quickly to Danny and just kind of like under my breath say, "You ready if anything's about to happen? If anything goes down?"
Sorry, this is Danny. I got lost in thought for a second.
Danny.
She says, "Oh yeah, I'm ready.
All right, I've got a 14 with the D10 effect.
Pops her knuckles.
That was in character too. I turned to her and I say, "I've got a 14 with the D10 effect."
All right, and this is against Ross. So, got a 12.
Sweet.
In that case, I'm gonna like put a hand on Danny, like just holding her back until it's time to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say, "What would your daughter think about you turning away help?"
Amazing. What's your effect die?
D10.
D10, so that steps up his emotional stress to a D12. One more step. You guys already stressed him out. I mean, Johnny did most of the legwork already. Fantastic. So, you say that, he sort of turns, like, just quick head turns to you. And you guys see smoke rising, like, not smoke, steam rising off of his body. His red, skin is, like, steaming in the sun right now. Daredevil, who do you pass to?
I'm passing it to Danny.
Danny doesn't get a turn. She basically adds into your guys' roles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. Okay, I understand. Okay, I'm passing it to Rogue.
I was muted. Okay. Okay, so we're trying to stress him out. If I drained him, would that count as stressing him out? Would that stress him out emotionally?
I mean, you could, yeah.
If I used it as an asset?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. All right, so what she's gonna try and do, she sees Johnny get pummeled into the dirt. And she
Just face first.
just
face
yeah,
first.
eating mud.
It's
like,
the
just-
splash page for sure.
Yes, it
It's
definitely
it's the
is.
conversation happening, and then like you turn the page, you're like, oh shit.
Love it. Oh, I want to draw that now. But Rogue takes off her gloves and she like flies up into the air real quick. And when he turns to face Daredevil and Danny, she's gonna put her hands on like the middle of his back, like back there, and she's gonna say, "All right, time to simmer down, old timer." And I'm gonna try and see if I can drain him.
Wow.
I always find aggressively calling people old timer.
Old
works.
timer.
Old
To
I
calm
timer.
them
love
down.
that.
I think it's a great thing to call an old person to piss them off. So I did roll a 1, but that is a 21 with a D10.
Oh!
Whoa.
Amazing.
Whoa.
Amazing.
Whoa!
You did roll a 1. Thank God, because the
did.
doom pool is so freaking low.
Oh
let me
gosh,
tell
that
you
poor
guys.
little Doom
Let me
pool.
tell you guys, I'm never gonna do that double D12 thing again because cleaning out the doom pool was the worst decision I ever made.
Well, because your whole Doom pool was 2d12, right?
Mhm.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
let me rephrase. I won't do that again unless there's more dice in the doom pool to begin with.
We'll do that again tonight.
So I will so I will add another D6 to the doom pool and give you a plot point, Rogue. Okay, I gotta beat a 21.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, I don't know that that's possible without me spinning a doom die, and that's if I roll high.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Is that a good boy or a bad boy?
That's a
Ooh.
math. If I added a die, nope, still wouldn't be enough. Okay, no, I can't get it. So, Rogue, describe to me again how you do this, and assuming you're using your effect die to stress him out emotionally, yeah, describe how this happens.
So, yeah, so like he was getting so angry, he was completely focused on like Danny and Daredevil and like, you know, kind of like a rhino getting ready to charge or something. And so he didn't even hear her come up behind him. And he just hears in his ear, "All right, time to settle down, old timer," which no old white man likes to hear. And so, and yeah, she puts her hands on him and like he just feels weak, which as a Hulk, he has never, like for the past, how long has it been? 10 years, whatever, since V-Day?
Yeah,
Like he feels
30?
weak.
it's been 30.
30?
But I just didn't want to interrupt you. Keep going.
Who does math? Not me. That's why I use the computer.
Well, it's been now for clarity, now because I have to clarify this. It's been 25 years since V-Day. It's been about 30 years since your time, essentially.
So
Right.
for the past like 30 years, like this is the first time he's felt weak, and like it like utterly shakes him and like brings him to his knees.
Awesome. you bring him to his knees. He slams it on the ground. All the Hulks around the area with like some like blaster kind of guns essentially are like ready to like, but Amadeus sort of puts hands up like no. He is there. Rogue, you have your hands on his like neck / head, like huge neck, but you are sort of
gripping a
keeping
tree
him
trunk.
down, and his eyes just kind of look up at you, Bruce, as he says, you, it's always you. Every time I get a win, you get in my fucking way.
Ross, you've come after me. Decades and decades of you coming after me.
I was trying to protect the people. And now look what we have. I'm not talking about the Hulk lands. I'm talking about this world. This world that you, all of you let this happen. You could have stopped this.
Ross, we tried. You said before that we caused this. We didn't cause this. Stearns caused this. We tried to stop it, and yeah, we failed. And I don't know if we can ever forgive ourselves for that. But the guy who exploded and created this wasteland, that wasn't me. As much as I'd like to take responsibility for his actions, I'm just a visitor here. But if I can make what he did worth something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'd like to do it together.
You feel him sort of pushing against you, Rebecca. And he says to you, Bruce, he says, you just never take the responsibility, do you? Yeah, Stearns did this. But you ask yourself, Bruce, would there even be a Stearns if you weren't here? If there wasn't a Hulk, would there be a leader?
I guess we'll both be asking ourselves that question for the rest of our lives. And I'll turn and walk away.
Bruce, Graham, I'm gonna leave it to you, and I will even let you, I'll let you choose, first of all, if you want to roll for this. You have two options here. Option one is you have depowered, or you have kind of taken down Ross and taken control. Amadeus can now take control of the Hulk army. That's just given. However, if you genuinely do want to try and convince Ross to aid you, to sort of, let bygones be bygones, I will let you make a roll here and just see if you can beat him in his
cool, like make an ass out of him or something.
Basically, yeah.
All right, great. I will definitely do that. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to use the scene distinction everyone's watching, and like really, as I've been saying this, like laying on the pressure that he if nothing else, he'll do it for the audience of his loyal followers who are watching. Yeah. I'm reasonable. I'm the one, who is sort of like being the bigger man in this scenario between us. So I'm going to add that. Then I'm going to add my covert specialty, because I'm sort of like being manipulative here. Yeah. And then I'm going to use the Mandarin ring that is mind control, but I'm not going to mind control him. What I'm really just trying to do is like open up the piano and put my finger on a string and just like lean into his sense of like embarrassment and wanting like his pride, wanting to look good in front of the people that he leads. And then I'm on a team. So I'll roll. Okay, that's a 14. I'm gonna spend a plot point and make it an 18 with a D8 effect.
Okay. I rolled a 1. And
I'll buy that one.
okay. Awesome. It's a 1 on a D8 for the record.
Okay.
I've got a 15 with a D10
Okay.
effect. So,
So also, just if you don't mind,
yeah.
I'll look around to the
Please.
crowd and be like, Ross is not wrong. You were failed, all of you. But now we are here to remake and redo the things that have brought your world low. Follow us. We're here to bring hope again. Hope that you can actually take this world back. It doesn't have to be like this forever.
and as you say that, the crowd is listening. I mean, they are focused in on what you're telling them, Bruce, and most of them don't even know who the hell you are. But Amadeus. All right, let's kick some ass. And he sort of ends the scene here for us. As Ross is sort of lifted up by a couple of the other Hulks and sort of dusted off, sort of brought back to like a tent. A few of you maybe can see that he's crying, and as the tears fall down his face, steam, turns them and just sort of evaporates them. So,
Can I get some idea of why he's so hot?
yeah, just Justin talking to Kelsea about this. That is just his power set. Red Hulk heats up as he gets angry.
Okay.
So instead of getting like stronger, the angrier he gets like hotter. It's just like I don't know. It's a weird quirk they gave him, but it's kind of cool.
Rogue shaking her hands like, ha!
Yeah. Cool, guys. Hey, that was really fun social action scene, of a sort. So, good call, whoever first instigated that. But let's go ahead and take our break here, and when we come back, we'll jump into another quick transition scene before we head to whatever kind of war you want to lead now. This is your army, and this is your ball game. So, we'll deal with that in a second here when we get back. But we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so, friends. See you then. And we're back. Hello. So, where we last left off, you all had just gotten control of a army of Hulks, like you do. And now we find ourselves in a bit of a transition scene here. Amadeus, I'm going to tell you this, just, Amadeus shares with you that their original plan, Ross's original sort of plan was to attack on two fronts. So this camp is sort of on the west side of Ground Zero, and there is a second camp that they've set up on the southeast side. And basically the idea was that both are going to attack sort of simultaneously, just so that they're overwhelmed on two fronts. He used this is all sort of like war strategy, battle tactic kind of stuff, but didn't ever really consider he's more considering the quote-unquote zombie Hulks that are sort of all around Ground Zero, not so much considering any powerful items that leader may have up his sleeve or things like that. So he's more about trying to gain control of the area versus take the fight directly to leader. So Amadeus sort of shares that with you, and you guys can kind of plan whatever you want with it. It is sort of becoming nighttime, and I don't know if you want to attack during the night. It's like your hour and a half trek to get to Ground Zero from where you're at. So it would be, if you want to attack at night, you could do it tonight, or you could wait till tomorrow, or you could wait till tomorrow night, or whatever you guys want to do. So let's...
Having given a speech, Bruce is going to immediately be like, I don't know anything about tactics. I'll leave that to Black Widow.
Man, yeah, I've kind of been in the corner this whole entire time. I was kind of just waiting for my turn, but then didn't need to. I'm still emotionally stressed. I've really kind of taken that to heart. And I feel like of all the stress that's going to get her, it's going to be emotional.
Yeah.
I feel like physical and mental stress isn't going to necessarily affect her as much as emotional stress will. So I just say, let's go. And I walk out the tent.
Well, hold your horses there, Shug.
I'm just going to start walking and hope that somebody tells me where to go and what to do. I'm walking.
Rogue's going to follow after her.
Rogue, you follow after. Everybody else sort of seems to be busy, just prepping or doing their own thing. And as the sun has sort of set over the horizon, it's this beautiful sort of purplish, right between that red of the sunset and the dark blue of night in the sky, that you can sort of see through the kind of the greenish haze, as the two of you are sort of out in the desert.
Natasha, I'm all for, running in with the cavalry, but you can't just go out into battle with a half-cocked gun and no plan.
Might as well get a head start. We have to get home.
Look, I know being personal isn't exactly your thing, but I couldn't help but notice you've been a little withdrawn lately, ever since you talked to that other Black Widow in the white suit.
Don't.
Look, I'm just saying, it
Don't.
seems pretty personal, and you're not the only trust me, you're not the only person who has a problematic family. I skip my family reunions too, and I know that can hurt, and I know that their words can bite, and their betrayal sometimes just makes you want to jump into the deepest hole in the world. But look, throwing your life away and the life of all the people that are now following us, this entire army, because you're hurting, that just don't make a lick of sense.
They don't have to follow me. I just need to get where we're going.
Well, I'm gonna follow you.
I stop. That broke my heart. Why?
Because you've always been a hero of mine. I know I haven't really been oohing and ahhing over you, but I mean, I feel like we come from the same sort of cloth, you and I. I mean, not to, overstep or anything, but, I also used to not exactly walk on the side of the law. And I also, have dealt with a problematic childhood. And so I know that when that past comes back to haunt you, it always picks the worst time. Trust me. Being told to stay away by your family, it just makes you want to die. I remember when my daddy told me that he never wanted to see me again when he found out I was a mutant. He kicked me out and I had nowhere to go, and I was just a kid. I get that. But then I learned to rely on others, not just for support when it comes to fighting, but for emotions too. I mean, we're your friends and family, even though, we may not show it, and sometimes we pick the worst fights at the worst possible time, and some of us just can't stop talking about themselves. The point is we're all we've got here. You don't have to run into this alone.
I stopped because that was my plan. I was just because at this point, I feel like what I've been feeling is I just saw what happens if I'm gone. And I need to get back so badly, I don't care if it takes me away. Which is the exact opposite of what I really actually want. So I will say, oh gosh, I don't know. I'm sorry.
You're good. You're good. Take your time.
Okay, you're really good at this.
My world. I literally, just to give you a moment here to think, during the break, I went and I chatted with my wife real quick in the other room, and I was like, I love this. I love roleplay. I love everything about what we do here together. And I was saying that, I was like, one of my favorite things is just, coming up with these sort of story elements and then just seeing what you guys do with them and like how you take them and mold them and like make them your own. It's amazing. And I said, but I wish I was better at fucking improv. I was like, it's like I can craft cool stories, but when it comes to like a few sentences to say, I don't know I can't think of words anymore.
I'm done. I was paying too close attention. I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, it's so true. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
I'll say, what do you do when you know that the failures of the people you love the most are your fault?
I go to those who love me. I've messed up a lot. And going off on your own, being self-destructive, believe me, it only leads you down a road of hurt and it does nothing to help you. Natasha, we need you.
I've heard that before. Listen, I'll wait here. I appreciate what you're saying. I know I can't go in there alone, but I'll wait here.
All right. And then Rogue's gonna radio the others. Look, I was born at night, but I was not born last night. I am not leaving you alone for a minute.
Amazing.
Jesus. Good God. I was born at night.
So Rogue's gonna radio the others and give them the coordinates. And
Amazing.
she's gonna say, look, we don't have to talk anymore if you want. We can just sit.
I'm going to reach over and take Rogue's gloved hand and squeeze it really tight.
I love that. Let me explain what I'm feeling right now. I, as the watcher, want really badly to give you both plot points for that scene, and I think I should because you deserve it. However, I constantly forget to give plot points for all of these good scenes you guys have, and I would feel horrible
No one's
about
mad.
doing it now. Okay.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Then
We're okay with it.
let me give you both a plot point for that scene. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you.
I'm keeping mental notes.
Well, I just want to say I'm sorry that I constantly forget to do it more often.
It's
And, you know, I just want to encourage you guys. I don't want to go as far to say that you can give each other plot points for that, because I feel like it can get a little dicey. But I do want to encourage you to be like, Justin, you should give a plot point for that. And I'll be like, you're right. Yes. Okay. Anyway, fantastic.
Thank
scene.
you.
What else we got going on here? So, is anybody, and it's okay if not, we can just kind of go, but does anybody actually, like, want to sort of plan out a plan of attack here? Just wanted to give you the opportunity to do so if you want to. What's up, Hollis?
I'm so sorry. I don't necessarily want to like make a plan of attack, but do we know where he is? Did I miss that?
He is at ground zero.
Thank you. Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
Seems
So
like,
we're just heading east.
and I would say, even just to sort of get this out there, we don't have to have like a scene about it necessarily, but Amadeus would fill you in on pretty much everything he knows about ground zero, which is that the zombie hulks sort of mill around in like it's almost like a shanty town, like that they have set up all around the exterior of a large like missile silo, and just outside of that silo, well, not outside the silo, outside of the area, I suppose, that all of this is in, where people live, is like a massive crater that is massively wide, not so deep, but deep enough. I mean, it's pretty large, and in that crater is even more of like the shanty towns and whatnot, like sort of built up on top of each other. So a lot of the hulks sort of like use that as like a cave type system where they sort of like sleep or eat or shit or whatever. Yeah, but the fortress itself is sort of this like missile silo that leaders hold up in. Trucks sometimes go in and out from like other areas, like from outside the Hulklands. And like Amadeus told you, there are certain like artifacts, items, and whatnot that leader has gotten, essentially. That being said, none of like Amadeus, the whole team, nobody has actually seen leader in like a year. So you know, how much of that he's actually like fortifying himself with or using is anybody's guess.
You got two hands.
I'm gonna save that.
He's-
So let's see. Just go. Somebody. I don't.
Did you say it was day or night when? Like, were you saying it was dawn?
No, it's currently nighttime. It's the sun has just set.
I may have a plan.
Awesome.
And
Kelsea
I
also had a
wonder-
question.
Yeah.
Iterate really fast, or reiterate or check in on. You said that they're all sleeping in a underground thing.
It's not so much underground as it's sort of like built into the ground. It's still open air. It's just that it's like a large crater, and they've sort of built like little shamble like shelters for themselves in
Shanties.
that little
Okay.
shanties in there.
Shanties.
That's how you
My-
attack.
He's
My
about to
sailor's
start.
tingling.
His sailor sense is tingling.
So yeah, Rogue. What's Rebecca? What are you thinking?
All right. So, well, I'm not big on making plans, but okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. You can tell me if it's dumb. So,
Oh, I will.
thanks. So, So back in the South, one of the things we used to do all the time to lure out wild feral hogs that were tearing up our crops and stuff like that is we'd have one person right in front of the hole where usually they'd be burrowed up in, and get them to come charging out, and then people on the sides attack. Now the thing is that this leader guy, I mean, he's already killed Hulk. So I think the best way to get him out of that fortress is if he sees the Hulk again. I mean, what better to tempt him out than his own damn pride? So if we could find a way to lure him out of the fortress, maybe into this shanty area or something, and then the rest, we can have the 2 different camps on each side attack. Daredevil.
I hate to say it, but Bruce, we might have to use you as bait.
Sorry.
Amadeus says,
but you got those nifty rings.
Yeah, so Amadeus says, that wouldn't be too bad of an idea if Bruce goes in Hulk form. I know that all of us are Hulks and whatnot, but it wouldn't be too hard for him to sort of put a spotlight on himself, as it were, and sort of show out. I like what you're thinking, Rogue. I definitely think that would play with his ego, seeing sort of a ghost of the past. What do you think, Bruce?
I mean, I'm willing. Absolutely. And maybe we can create some kind of screen or defense with your forces here.
And
Yeah,
what if
bring
we
them
got-
out with us. Maybe they spring an attack or something.
And they've got vehicles. There's a whole caravan of things. I think that, yeah, you know what? I'm going to volunteer to lead the vehicle charge. I don't want us to give away all of our cards right out of the gate. So if I can go flying up as a flame, that's probably going to be sharing a little bit more information than we want to. So I'll lead that charge, bring everybody in. We'll be threatening around the Hulks, drag them out, and you drag out the leader. Yeah?
Sounds like a plan, better than nothing.
I like it.
I agree.
Let's hit him.
Alright.
I also want. I don't
We
want to
made a
spend
plan.
Yeah. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time on it, but I do want to ask Amadeus, what does he feel like he needs the most in his community here? What's hurting them the most?
Yeah, I think we find you and Amadeus sort of, everybody sort of has the plan and is going out and sort of prepping. The plan is to attack in the middle of the night tonight. Is that right?
Mhm.
So probably need to leave in an hour or so to get there. But as we find you two, you ask him this, Bruce. He says, "Jeez, to be honest, Doc, I've never really thought beyond today. All I've been doing for the last 20 years is trying to be you. I know how hard you are on yourself, Bruce, but I want you to know you were one of the best. Truly. And really, you just gotta give yourself more credit. Because I know now what it's like to have this inside of you. And it's not easy. And I know, I get kind of cocky with it. But, I mean, look, man, there's a demon in here. And it's an everyday battle to keep it inside. And how you did that alone for that long, that makes you a hero on its own, man. You're right. I do have a community around me, And I've never really thought about it until you just said that, but I guess what we need is a fresh start.
Okay, but like an object.
Oh, okay, got you. No, that's good.
The man says he can't improv. Come on, plot point.
Stop it.
Okay, a little plot point.
I teared up a little bit.
That's good.
Thanks, guys. I do better when the character is close enough to me that I can just sort of when I play a Thunderbolt Ross, it's like, I'm angry. I'm a pissed off boomer. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, just to be clear though, what I'm hoping
Yeah.
is to at some point before we leave them, create some kind of asset for them
Okay.
that we can leave behind, something to like make their lives better.
Ooh, maybe there'll be something delicious that the leader has.
He says,
That's a good point.
yeah, I don't know, Bruce, but let me think about it.
Okay.
Like I said, I haven't really thought past today. So,
I just I find myself a little more capable as a builder, as a maker.
I gotta be honest, I noticed your new bling and I didn't know how to ask, but I also noticed you aren't hulking out in the middle of a gamma infested land.
No, and I'll I don't remember. Yeah, my having suppressed the Hulk, I don't have like a physical representation of that, I don't think. I'll just say yeah, we've run across a couple resources in our efforts and did a little splicing, a little bit of additive science, and so far I've been able to keep the big guy down.
Well, that's interesting timing.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure the leader will recognize me anyway.
True. Assuming you so wait, you're saying you got rid of him?
As of right now, even if I wanted to, I couldn't Hulk out.
Wow. All right.
But you know, a man's got to compensate. So I pulled a few things off of Wilson Fisk.
Oh.
It's alien tech.
Oh, he grabs your hand and he's like looking at him. He doesn't touch them, you know. He's very scientific and he's just kind of like studying. And then he geeks out with you for another 10 minutes about the rings. Kelsea.
All that's happening, and I would like to think that I want to come to some sort of a peace with Ross.
Okay.
And so my goal is to sort of win him over. And much like in Star Wars, whenever you have a droid like at the back of your like vehicle, like my goal is to get there. And so I'm spinning around, I'm like donutting in a vehicle with Ross. And he's like nervous at first and then he really likes it. But I was planning on taking him with me to the Hulk part of the mission.
Okay. Do you want to have a scene about it or no?
Not necessarily. We don't have to, but we can.
Okay. Well, no, that's great. We'll do that. So to be clear, you're driving and he's in the back? Sort of. Okay. Got it.
Holding on to like the roll rack.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm going to say that scene, we can definitely picture that as you are heading toward the camp or to the ground zero, but I'm just gonna rewind real quick prior to that happening. Ross finds you in the camp, Johnny. He walks over, and you sort of feel him standing behind you. Maybe you're like at like a little tent getting a quick bite of food or something, and you sort of feel his presence behind you. He's bigger than every other Hulk here, And he says, Mr. Storm, I would like to apologize for my behavior earlier. It was, I was being a jackass.
So was I. I also never incur any damage, so thank you for that, man.
Well, you You're welcome.
Honestly, with a slam like that, I think we'd be more powerful if we teamed up.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He sits down and he says, you see him sort of like try to relax. Like he tries to sort of untense his body. And he says, I don't know why. I can't tell you the exact day that it happened. But I've had such a resentment against people like you for as long as I can remember. And
Like before the V-Day?
well before. Yes. There's something terrifying to a man like me about someone like you. Someone so free-spirited and powerful beyond belief that I feared. And to be honest, Storm, it's just goddamn jealous.
Well, you know what? I think if you've proven anything today, it's that you're at least as strong as I am, right? So we can leave all that below the bridge, I think. And you're pretty hot, too. I mean, to the touch. You're like smoking hot. You're really physically hot. Shit.
He stands
Okay.
up.
You win.
He stands up. He's like, you are not going there. Thank you very much.
Doing my best. I mean that you're like literally, God damn it. And
Yeah.
he just like walks off.
I turn 100 in a week and looking pretty good. Nobody hears him say that.
Yeah. No, but I do. And I'm like far across the camp and I go, okay, daddy.
Oh.
Because I can't not.
I did not foresee the
Daddy.
Thunderbolt Ross flirt scene.
This wasn't on my bingo card.
Yeah.
Get me a little XP there.
To be fair, I was not trying to flirt.
You don't have
I
to
can't
defend
not
yourself,
flirt.
Justin.
It's true. You're right. That's just who Johnny Storm is. Okay, guys. If there's nothing else, we will cut ahead. We cut from that scene after he says that to him on the back of your Jeep, just tearing through the desert in the night. Is anybody not planning on going? Like, any flyers flying? Is everybody sort of staying with the pack? Is anybody scouting ahead? Just sort of trying to figure out how this works.
I don't know. I feel Rogue. For me, I feel more comfortable like going with Banner, like just to just in case he needs a fast exit or something, or
True.
some support, just in
Yeah.
case the leader comes out punching a bit heavier than we thought.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm fully equipped to be by myself with just Ross. Just
I
so you
mean, Ross is big
The
daddy.
hot squad.
The hot squad.
know. Yeah.
Sounds good. So the two of them are like maybe either. What do you think, Kelsey? Front or back in terms of our group approaching?
So we are going in the front, and I'm gonna try to lure out the Hulks and get them away from you guys.
Cool.
And then you guys do your thing, and I'll just have them far away for as much as I can.
But Team Sneaky.
Awesome. And you have the Hulk Smasher gun.
I have the Hulk Smasher gun.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna rig up just like a tube at the top of the thing, the Jeep, so that I can shoot flames out of it.
Dope. Is that a team asset or a solo asset? The Smasher.
It's just one gun.
Okay.
Yeah,
Does it say?
You have
It
to
doesn't
spend a
say,
plot
though.
point to make it open.
And narratively, I'm not sure how that would work either, unless you sort of toss it to each other.
Hey,
Yeah.
Johnny, pass that shit, man. Smash that.
Hey, give her here.
So, all right, well, let's do it, guys. So, as you approach, you see lights in the distance. You see the sort of lights of the tower of the missile silo, sort of blinking and whatnot. And you get close. You see there's no wall around the like the quote unquote city itself. It's just sort of a free for all of stumbling hulks and whatnot. The only thing that's actually walled in is the silo itself. So as you approach, you see these in the dark of night, as your sort of like headlights start to sort of hit, and whatever little bit of moonlight you're getting, you see figures sort of ambling about. They are large, like the hulks you have with you, but they are a little more hunched over, a little more monstrous, I suppose, a little less like bipedal, and a little more almost like gorilla looking kind of creatures. Also they are a bit more like the color is drained out of them more. It's a little grayer, it's a little more gray Hulk type, very muted skin tones. But as you so what's the plan here? Are you
So my goal is to sneak up and go as quietly as we can, and then when we get close, lights on, screaming, like Highlander attack, right?
Okay.
So like knowing that we're a much smaller group, lights on, screaming, circling their encampment or whatever, and then getting them all riled up and then driving away, basically. Herding them out is the goal.
herding them out? Got it. Let's go ahead and make me a roll for this, Kelsey, as Johnny, and you can add the D8 of Ross if you want. This is the asset you guys
I did.
added. Okay, cool.
And I'm gonna area attack, just like adding in 3 guys of area as well, just because they're around. So I figure like focusing that on 3 might be a good first step.
Sure.
It's so many dice. Okay.
Are the Hulks an actual like mob?
Yes. I was trying to decide how we want to handle it, basically, and I think it's gonna all depend on how this roll goes. Because if she succeeds in getting them away, then they're basically gonna be something that I don't think you guys have to deal with anyway. Yeah. It's gonna be sort of like a Hulk army versus Hulk army type situation while you guys get into the middle of the fray.
Nice.
And that's how I'd prefer it, probably, because otherwise this will become a big mob, and then I'd have to make your Hulk army and like an asset or something for you guys, and I just
I'm trying to help you, Justin.
Yeah, exactly. So let's just see how this goes.
Okay, I got a 19.
Okay. 19 is gonna be a success for sure. That's
Nice.
great. It's a solid roll.
And that is a 10. Thing.
Awesome. So basically, with your permission, Kelsey, we will just consider this a get them out of the way out of your way at the very least. Essentially, it's not going to be necessarily an asset or a complication. I think it's just going to be a story element that you succeed at, and yeah, as your Jeep drives in, you hit the gas. Hulk Ross on your tail sort of starts like every now and then just kind of reaching out and smacking a Hulk kind of in the in the back or in the face. You swerve around and eventually start kind of catching people to your people start pursuing essentially. Now, do you ever like light up, or are you trying to stay not flame on the whole time?
I'm not flaming on the whole time. I am shooting flame out of the tube, and that is it. That's the only flame effect that I used. But I did use my vehicle proficiency, so yeah, the goal is to just like get as much attention as I can more than anything, which Johnny's pretty good at. But so
there's just this. You go ahead. Dude.
And I'm okay with that being a story moment, but I'm also okay with trying to conceive of a way to kill all of them in a minute if you want me to. So I'm cool with that.
Yeah, well, basically, so what we'll say is this: as you blast flames out, and the rest of you sort of see from a little farther back, just kind of in the dark of the night, as this plan seems to be working, and fire is just attracting all of these, like moths to a flame, and you drive off out of the area, as they all sort of follow you out.
I have an idea.
Hit me.
We don't have to do all of my turn now, but my thought was driving them and hurting them as a team, and for us to have discussed this in advance, but like when primitive hunters would hunt horses and stuff and chase them off a cliff, my goal would be for me to be the final pushing them off a cliff, let the vehicle smash to the ground and me just fly out of it, is like the goal.
Okay. So if your whole thing here is actually focusing on them, and that's sort of what you want to be doing, then let's go ahead and make them a GMC here, and let you sort of focus on this. So then, what was your effect die from that roll?
Do what?
What was your effect die from your roll?
10, D10.
A D10. Okay, so
and you if you want, you can keep up to 2 more effect dice because of multi-attack.
True.
Oh. Then, yeah, that's right. Then another D10 and a D8.
Another D10 and a D8.
So do D10, 1 D8.
Okay, well then, actually, that is... it was going to be a 3d6 mob, so that actually takes care of them all in one hit anyway.
Whoa.
Insane.
Amazing.
Okay, well... Cool. So what you said happens.
Yay!
I think Ross actually hops off the back of your Humvee, back in the town, and the rest of them sort of follow you out. Now this isn't all of them by any means, but this is sort of all the ones in your direct path to get to. So you basically just cleared the way for everybody else to get into the missile silo.
Cool.
And yeah, you drive for another, couple hundred yards until you sort of find a cliff, and sure enough, sort of like do a couple donuts to let them catch up to you, and then drive off the edge, and you see the car as it sort of flies off. A lot of the Hulk sort of chase after it.
I also want to flame on inside of the car and blow it up.
Cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be clear.
So badass.
Such a cool thing.
Fucking cool.
All right, so you're
Everyone sort of can't see for a minute.
You're off doing that. The rest of you are now clear to get inside the missile silo. Are all of you going in?
Yeah, and I'm actually going to activate my Remaker ring.
Okay.
And you see my body grow bigger, and I become seemingly the Hulk, but 30 years older.
Whoa.
That makes sense.
Oh,
Amazing.
well, that's nifty.
It doesn't actually increase my strength or anything. I just
Like-
look like the
Yeah,
Hulk.
yeah, love
So,
it.
can it?
It's a cosmetic change.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Like Rogue's like touching a bicep. Like, is it solid or is this an
It-
illusion? Like,
It feels like it's made out of cotton candy. Like it's there, but it's puffed up matter. Like 'cause
Yeah.
it's taking the matter that
that's
was my body and just
weird.
temporarily shifting.
Wild.
that's weird. I love it.
Yes, Hollis.
I'm just going to turn to Danny. I'm going to be in that same mob going into the silo. I'm going to turn to Danny, say, listen, you've been doing great, but I need you to stick close to me and don't do anything stupid.
She says, right, I'm on it. Don't do anything stupid. Stay close. We can do this. Go team.
I laugh a little bit because she's reminding me of her mother.
Yeah.
It's the first time she's heard me laugh.
As you're sneaking in too, she sort of like whispers to you. She's like, "Oh, by the way, do we have a team name? Like, is that? Have you guys thought of one? Like, is there like a Wasteland Avengers or like I don't. I mean, that was just off the top of the head, but
You know what?
Right.
I'm gonna charge you with that. I was sticking with sorry sons of bitches, but you come up with
Oh, yeah. No, that
I
works
like
too. That works too. Okay. Anyway, so as you continue in, you all enter a large circular chamber, like really large. You can see this was once probably where the actual like missile would have launched from. The ceiling is humongous, like way up, way super high, way high. And as you all enter, it's you four. The rest of the so Amadeus and Jennifer led the army of Hulks out past the other side, and met back up with the other camp that was from the southeast, to attack the crater full of Hulks, basically leaving you guys to deal with just leader basically on your own. Now that was sort of my thought, but if you guys actually want like a small band of Hulks with you, we can arrange that too. So you tell me.
I'm feeling pretty cocky. How about y'all?
Yeah, I think that we'd be sneakier without them.
Yeah.
That's
That's what
Yeah,
I was thinking
yeah.
when you talked about wanting to sneak inside and not like
Yeah.
rush, like storm the place. I thought that might be
Yeah.
smarter.
no offense, she's right.
But you guys on like a walkie-talkie that they have, kind of hear the sound, the voice of Amadeus. Sort of, he says, "This is Braun checking in. Braun checking in. We've got resistance out here, and by resistance I mean, you know, enemy resistance. We are resistance as well. But okay, this is going too long. Okay, no, things are going okay." But I think I see Abomination up ahead. So if you don't hear from me, it's probably because he beat the shit out of me. Good luck, guys. Braun out. And then, yeah, for the record, Amadeus has been calling himself Braun as like his like hero name.
Oh, that's so cute. It's sweeter than baby's breath. I love it.
But yeah, so he said he has Abomination out there in the field with them. And as he says that, as you get that sort of message across, you enter this large circular room, and lights, 4 large, like stadium-esque lights shine down on you. And you hear clapping. Just like the weak, feeble hands of a small man clapping.
Don't talk about me like that.
Picture Graham's hands clapping.
Oh, no.
And you hear a voice, and the voice says, well, I must admit, you got here rather sooner than I expected."
That's what he sounds like.
Were you expecting me?
You say this, and he says,
This word.
oh no, oh my.
I'm
And
back, Stearns.
you see from above, like a video screen kind of fizzles on, and you see Stearns, leader. He is older looking for sure. He aged the Hulk physique that a lot of the other Hulks, like Ross and whatnot, sort of saved them from their aging bodies. Stearns didn't get that. And Leader truly does look like he has aged 30 years. However,
still got his oblong head.
He's got we could do the oblong one. I was gonna do the cauliflower one.
Nice.
Ew.
Specifically because I think it used to be the oblong, and then the radiation from the gamma bomb hit him too. It just didn't make him strong like the rest of them. You can see how it has morphed his brain. So like, picture his face, and then like a huge brain is just his skull, essentially. And not only that, you see that he sits in a floating sort of the camera is close enough up on him that it's hard to tell, but Rogue, I think you'd recognize this anywhere. You recognize
Oh, he bet not.
the floating chair of Charles Xavier as he sits in it. That golden yellow chair.
Ooh.
The TV comes on and he says, "Oh my, Bruce, how big you are!"
And what sharp teeth I have. Let us in.
He smiles and he says, "Oh, Bruce, do you really think you can fool a superior mind like mine?
Fuck.
Do you truly think that after all this time, I couldn't see past your ruse?" He looks to the rest of you, he's a screen, so he's looking at all of you all the anyway. But he says, "I've been following all of you since you got here. I watched you in Fisk Lake City. I watched you take down Sinister. I even watched your little skirmish with the big red one. None of it impresses me much, Bruce, I must say. But I'll tell you this, I am quite glad to be able to crush you again."
I need to, in the comm, say, "Is no one bullying this guy? You guys don't do anything without me."
You're the one who decided to drive off a cliff.
He says, now, Bruce, why don't we take off the facade? Show me your true face."
As you wish. And I'll light up the ring and shrink back down to just Bruce Banner in hiking clothes, I guess.
Those are rather neat rings. Can't wait to add them to my own collection.
I know that the more I say in response to him over the years, the more it just goads him on.
I know.
So as the player, I want to goad you on because you're cracking me up. But I think Bruce would just stay silent and not feed
Good. He calls to you. He says, "What exactly was your plan here? Come in and with brute force take over my empire? I'll tell you, many others have tried. I am not one to be dealt with. Bruce can tell you that." I think at this point, all of you sort of hear rumblings.
Oh, that's not good.
Sort of like chains and banging, and he says, "Bruce," he says, Stop making me laugh.
That's funny.
Yeah.
He says, Bruce, I have a secret for you. Would you like to know what it is?
Why don't you come down and show me, you son of a bitch?
My. Let's not get too angry.
These days, anger doesn't bother me so much.
I was sad to hear about that. I was hoping it wasn't true, Bruce. No, the Hulk no more?
No.
You've truly let your stronger half go.
I wouldn't say that. I go by Remaker now.
Mm.
We're gonna come in here and we're gonna change up what you've been doing in this place.
Well, Bruce, you may have let your stronger half go, but rest assured, I found it for you. And in that moment,
No.
busting through a metal wall in front of you, ripping through, you see a Hulk, and it is massive. It is a beastly, like King Kong, not the size of King Kong, but sort of like that sort of, like, again, gorilla, curled knuckles, like big, massive jaw, and just dead eyes, looks out at you, and just rampages its way towards you. And Bruce, as you look at this isn't just a random Hulk. This isn't some other Hulk. This is you, Bruce.
Wow.
It is going to roll on all of you. I need all of you to make a reaction roll, please.
Wait.
Holy
Paradox.
cow.
We're not
Is
gonna
this
blow
like
up.
a
Except for
physical
Kelsea.
barrage?
Yeah, so this is basically like an area attack. Physical barrage, yes. So react against a physical attack from
Oh my lord. Okay.
them.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
It's gonna hurt.
Don't tell me what you got. Hang on one second. I'm just finishing putting together my Puel.
Okay.
My Puel. Fudge. I rolled a 1. But I got a 13 with a D8.
14. So I
Okay,
activate
14.
my ring and I teleport onto the other side past where he's charging at us.
Okay. Awesome. What everybody else get?
I'm allowed to spend a plot point to use another die, correct?
Do you add another die you roll
add another die.
to your total?
Yes.
So you're at like
Yes.
3 to your total. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so yeah, then I got a 16.
Awesome. Okay, Rebecca?
I am doing the same, and I am adding. I rolled a 1. But I am also adding a die to mine.
Okay.
So that is. Let me count. That's a 22 with a D12.
Oh,
Hey.
fudge. Okay, that's awesome. Hollis.
Hey, buddy. What's up? I'm gonna also spend a plot point to.
Yeah, we're all like,
Okay.
spend those plot points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't die, don't die.
It's 10:45.
Yeah, man.
So I've got a 20 with a D10 effect.
Okay, yeah, you guys expertly all sort of phase out of the way, dodge out of the way as this thing just sort of smashes into the ground. Excuse me. And debris goes flying up, just like between the spit and saliva and just the arms. It's chaotic scene. And it's like, and it's not just strength. It's like speed. The speed of the Hulk is like. Did you guys get that? Did you get what I was saying?
I did.
Yeah.
I basically just become a kid again with like action figures. Awesome. So go ahead and Graham, if you would add for me a GMC called Beast Hulk.
Ooh.
And after that happens, a section of hallway lights up, going down. Lights go up, and leader over the sort of comms over like the TV sort of fizzles out, and you just hear his voice say, I invite you, hang on, please hold 1 second. Okay.
He's like flipping through a notebook of phrases.
Yeah.
Like, it's been so long.
Million
since I've had
phrases.
Roll with it.
I invite you to pursue me. Hang on. He basically says, "Come and get me, bitches."
There it is.
All right.
I did roll a 1 on that last reaction.
Oh my god.
Okay, sick.
You want to give me a plot point?
I do want to give you a plot point for that.
Just for my imagination, is he rolling away in a chair as he's saying this?
So to be clear, this is the version of Xavier's chair that is a hover chair. So it's kind of like a yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Justin, I also
Come and
rolled
get
a one.
me. Good.
You
Just
also
wanted to
rolled a
know.
1. Did I
It's
give
a
you a plot
D8.
point? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay, so you take a plot point as well, and I will add a D8 to the pool between the two of you.
Okay.
Okay. Sick. Kelsea, also by this time, Johnny has come back. Now, there is sort of like a hole at the top of the silo. Do you want to come in from the sky, or do you want to come in through the hallways like everybody else? Or do you want to stay outside?
I'm gonna come in from the sky.
Yeah, sick. So, the Human Torch flies in from the top, and comes down. And yeah, sick. So I'm gonna pass
is
it.
that a hat? Is that what your head looks like? Holy shit!
You don't.
man. Yeah.
I will say this is good. Save it though, because he's not there.
He's hovering away.
Well, I thought he was on the screen.
No, the
Okay.
the screen turned off, and he said, "Come get me, bitches."
He's
and
hovered down the
Oh,
hall.
got it.
he's down the hall.
I'll get down there and then I say that. Period.
So has Beast Hulk gone?
Let's see. Beast Hulk has gone. Yes, so that was Beast Hulk's turn, and I will now pass it to Rogue.
Okay. Okay. So Rogue is gonna say, she's gonna say, "Y'all find that piece of broccoli and fry it. I'm going after Tiny. And
Yes!
I'll buy you time." And so she's gonna go and try and see if she can distract him. And I just, come on. I'm sorry. I'm just like, I know this is gonna hurt. Whatever happens, it's gonna hurt. Okay. And no. So she's going to fly after the Hulk, and she's gonna kind of like start like flying in front of his vision.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, actually what she's gonna do, because he's still like charging like one direction sort of a thing. Like, what's he doing?
The Hulk? The
Yeah.
Beast Hulk?
Beast Hulk.
He is like in the center of this massive circular chamber.
Mhm.
And he is just kind of, I mean, he just came in and smashed up. So
Mhm.
now he's like looking for his next, like he's gonna pursue somebody essentially.
Okay, so she's gonna fly and punch him in the jaw, and she's gonna start flying outside. Get out of my way, die, so I can see what I rolled. It's a 17 with a D12.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It's gonna hurt, y'all. It was nice knowing you. For my next character, I'm gonna be rolling up.
17 with a D12 is
No,
no joke.
yeah, no, that's not bad.
Oh, okay,
That
I
is
just don't-
going to succeed actually.
Oh, sweet.
But I'm trying to do math. It is not a heroic. I got a 13, so no, you're good.
So
Okay.
close.
But
So she's gonna fly, and she like just from standing still to just like sonic boom, just poof, and like she takes off and just like slams him right in the jaw, like slow mo. The jaw is moving, from the ricochet and everything. And she's going to just fly right in front of his, like just out of reach right in front of him before she flies back outside. And she's going to say, come on, big guy, follow the birdie.
Awesome. What was the effect on that?
Physical, I think. Yeah, physical.
How much was it?
D12.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend a D6 from the Doom pool to activate his special. Well, not even really a special effect. I guess it's a keyword.
Necessary.
Have to.
The Beast Hulk, as you punch him, you definitely get his attention, and he sort of turns and looks to you, and he goes, ah! But the physical stress does not take. He
Rude.
Spends a D6 from the Doom pool, and because he is impervious to physical stress.
Oh, this is gonna go well, guys. Okay.
So, there's definitely other ways to stress him out, or complicate him enough to stress him out of the scene, but it's not going to be physical. So, or if I run out of Doom Pool dice, then I guess he'll start taking physical damage, but... cool. Who do you pass it to, Rogue?
I will pass it to... Who wants to lead this? Who's running down the hall? Graham? Graham, this is Graham.
Sure. All right. So I've teleported behind the Hulk. The Hulk is then continuing, is that right? Past toward Rogue?
Yeah, if you would have phased out behind him, and then Rogue punched him, and now he's gonna pursue Rogue. Yeah, it looks
okay.
like. Yeah.
I'd like to move in the other direction toward Leader.
Okay.
Does this constitute me splitting off into solo?
Yeah, unless, I mean, for now.
For now? Okay, great. So I'll take off flying with my ring down the hallway after him. It's an air battle.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to use man or monster as my distinction. As you can see, my anger starting to bubble over. Fortunately, or unfortunately, depending on how you see it, it's not transforming me. And I would like to go after him with... Let's see. So I have a special effect from the 3 rings, Liar, Remaker, and Zero.
Mm-hmm.
When I use a power to create a complication that traps, poisons, or confuses. So I'm going to try to trap the chair by blasting this huge beam of ice down the hallway toward him.
Okay.
Is he within sight that I can do that?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't
flight?
described it yet, but yeah. So as you fly down the hallway, around the corner, and then around a second corner, you arrive at sort of like a large warehouse looking room, much more square and whatnot, and you see he is there floating in the center of the room, which is waiting for you. So yeah, you can blast him.
I probably walked just into the trap. But yeah, and then I'll use my specialty. We'll go with science, because I'm using physics to make the strongest ice casing possible to try and... actually, why don't we do tech? It's same sort of situation, though. But I'm trying to disable the wheelchair if I can.
Okay.
All right, here we go. And I get to step up my effect die because I'm trapping him.
Yes, of course, the trap.
Okay. That's a 16 with a D10 effect.
Boy, oh boy, I'm not rolling well right now, my friends. A 16 is gonna be a success.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a complication called Trapped Under Ice.
Cool. So yeah,
and that's on Leader.
The chair completely submerges in ice. Kind of has that cool effect where it spirals up at the end, and he is stuck in it. Fantastic.
Perfect. All right, then I'll pass it to Daredevil.
Cool. Let me... No, I'll wait. Go ahead, Daredevil.
Okay, so am I mean, because we were in the group that was like also running towards Leader, he's just gone ahead of us.
Yeah, I didn't know if you guys were in that group or not. You haven't, so on your turn you can kind of decide here. But yeah, as you run down with him, you sort of catch up, and you kind of skid into the room where they're at in this warehouse. Yeah.
Okay, right on.
Let me.
You know what? Go ahead.
Let me go ahead and describe the room to you a little more too. I think as Bruce came into the room, sort of focused on the one thing and just shot. But as you come in, Daredevil, you can sense, I won't say specifics, but you can sense that this warehouse is full of interesting items and weapons. It seems like this is his collection that they keep talking about. So on shelves and sort of like on display in different areas of the room are sort of different just items that if you wanted to, you could probably get a better beat on if you wanted to like look at a few of them or kind of hone in on a few of them. But
in that case, I'm going to roll not necessarily to attack, but to kind of investigate like what we've got there to see if I can use anything. Is that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Okay.
you don't need to roll for this or anything, but
Okay, cool.
as you sort of come in and taking your surroundings, you see this is sort of a hard thing, but you sort of
I know. No, I'm
sense-
very touchy. Yeah, sure.
You sense Ulysses' Claw, his sound cannon, his like sound arm cannon, is on display on one end of the room. Down on the far end, you sense a wingsuit that you are very sure belonged to Falcon. You see or sense there's a helmet that looks like it was Magneto's. And the last thing I'll give you here is well, actually, I think that's all. I think that's kind of what you hone in on for the moment, for the time being.
So he's frozen, right? Or not? Or rather, the pod is frozen.
Yeah, his chair is sort of frozen down in the middle there. Yeah.
Right. I think so. Like with a brain that big, would that sound cannon do any damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah. I'm going to spend a plot point narratively, Man Without Fear, but this is really going to hurt my ears.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna, yeah.
Love it.
And let's see. Yeah. For sure. I'm a team. I'm gonna go with Menace. I think there's a little bit of Menace here. I'm not okay. So I'm not using one of my weapons, but can I roll for a weapon? Is that okay?
You're not using. Oh, you're saying can you
not-
add the
I'm not-
weapon die?
Yeah, like I'm not using mine.
Yeah, I think you can justify that. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm going to turn to Danny and say, plug your ears, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1, but I've got a 14 with a D10 effect.
Okay. Okay. I will buy your 1.
Okay.
Excuse me. And I will add another D6 to the Doom pool. And then I got a 15 with a D6 effect.
Okay.
So, you know what? I think, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use your plot point against you here. Or rather,
Okay.
your 1 against you. So I'm gonna go ahead and spend the D6 I just got to give you a D6 effect. What's up? What? Oh, what?
Nothing.
What?
No, it's too late. No, it's too late. I could have re-rolled using my super human since it's
no,
fucked.
do it.
Okay, cool.
Reroll,
I'm sorry,
reroll.
guys. I know it's 11.
No,
but I
it's
really,
cool
really,
to be able to
You're
use
fine. We can go a little over.
I really want to
Yeah.
mess him up.
I won't go long, guys. Don't
that.
worry.
So for viewers who haven't seen the character sheet up close, Daredevil has an SFX where he can use his radar sense to re-roll a roll.
It's insane. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Wait. I like it very much. Yeah, 19 with the D10 effect and no ones, babies.
Damn. Okay, awesome.
Maybe-
Let me put the 6 back then. Okay. So in that case, it does take effect. What's your effect die?
It's D10.
And it's
awesome.
Oh, sorry. Your superhuman senses stepped up. I don't know if that.
What effect do you want this to have?
I want this to have mental
stress.
Mental stress. I'm going to
D10.
scream at Banner, "Get out of the way, Banner!" and just
You don't know how to use this thing, but
yeah.
you grab it. You kind of break through the glass, snatch it out of there, turn it, and just watch out, Banner. And you like wham it. It shoots through, like the ice, sort of cracking a lot of the ice. But you hit Leader. His head gets blasted back, and like blood comes out of his ears a little bit, as you have very much hurt him mentally. Amazing. Who do you want to pass it to?
I want to pass it to Black Widow.
Cool.
Oh man, yeah, I was trying to decide. Oh, who do I follow? Ooh. I think I have to go to Leader. I have to go down the hallway. I'm too small. I don't stand a chance against the Hulk. So I'm gonna run that way. And let's see, there's the helmet and there's the wings. Is there anything else?
Is there anything else? There is something else. The only thing that Daredevil couldn't sense across the room that you clock immediately is a bow and arrows, a bow and a satchel of arrows, of trick arrows.
Oh my god.
Purple and black in color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta go get that. You're going to get that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. You go. Yeah. You run across the room. You smash through the glass and grab Hawkeye's bow and arrows.
Wow.
What do you do?
Well, I'm gonna turn around. Is one of them a bomb?
You tell me. Did you think?
I think there's got to be a trick arrow that like has an explosive on the end of it.
Tell me this. Do you think? I mean, I think I know the answer, but I know my answer. But let me ask you.
Yeah.
Has Clint? How well do you know his sort of trick satchel? Like, it's not just like you pull some arrows out. It is
right.
like
there's compartments
technological,
and absolutely.
And you can like sort of build arrows inside of it.
That's a really great question, because I feel like it would be a little different even in this world than it would be
true
in ours. So what I'll do then is just kind of like, I know how to assemble a basic trick arrow. I might not know where everything is specifically.
Okay.
So I'll just grab the parts and put them together.
Sweet.
I don't know what it is.
So go ahead and roll me whatever sort of dice pool you want to compile to sort of see how good of an arrow essentially you can put together.
Excellent.
And that's sort of going to decide what effect this has on Leader.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Russian super spy. Is this a team? This has to be a team since I'm in the room with.
Yeah, I think the three of you are on a
okay.
team
Yeah,
now.
we're on a team now.
Yeah, and then we'll go with covert, enhanced reflexes, and I'll use one of the scene distinctions, which will. Oh, we don't have. Never mind.
I didn't make any yet, but
hold on. That's okay.
I wasn't sure how far into this we'd get tonight, so I didn't prepare those, unfortunately.
Is it okay if instead of electric blast or swing line, I use the bow as a D8 instead?
It's a really good question. It's sort of similar to what Hollis is asking, so I'll say yes for now.
Okay.
What if we use these weapons as scene distinctions?
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's smart. I like that. Yeah. Just because, you can create assets out of them, essentially, which is sort of what I was thinking you might do.
Got it.
But to use it to create the asset was sort of like, I don't know, it's kind of catch-22.
Right.
So just use the scene distinction. Hawkeye's bow, that's fine.
Perfect.
I was going to say Leader's collection. Yeah, that's good.
Oh, excellent.
I'll
All
do
right,
one for each.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll. Oh, I rolled 2 1s.
Okay.
And
You love rolling those ones. I appreciate it.
yeah, it's my favorite thing. I rolled a 10, and my effect was a D10.
Okay. First, I'll pay you for the ones, and I will
Right.
up one of these D6s to a D8,
Oh my god.
and then I will add another D6. So wait, I paid you 2, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, no, not that. Get rid of that. Go away. Ah! Okay. And you got a 10,
Yeah.
and that's the highest you can get, huh? Yeah.
Yep, because my other one has to be my effect die.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm gonna heroically beat that.
Great.
Not that it matters unless I do. You know what? I do. I want to spend a D6 to. Oh, but I still have. It would have to be bigger. It would have. Yeah, it would have to be bigger than the effect die, right? Or, in order for me to use my effect from a reaction, I'd have to spend a Doom Pool dice equal to that effect die. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, equal to the effect.
Okay, then. You know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry. It wouldn't mathematically make sense. So, but instead, what happens basically is as you try to go, you're sort of trying to quickly do this so that you can shoot as well, and you pull out and you pull back and let loose, and it's just a regular arrow. Sticks into the ice and no effect.
Okay.
Good try, and you do have Hawkeye's stuff now. Who do you want to pass it to? Your options are
I'm gonna
torch or leader.
Yeah. I will pass it to leader so he doesn't have the last turn.
Okay. So that's smart on your behalf. So leader is there. He just got blasted by this sound cannon. The ice is down below, and yet, as the sound cannon wears off, he kind of wipes the blood off of his ear, and he looks to you, Bruce, as you're sort of standing there with the ring and whatnot. He says, he's still smiling a little bit, and he says, "Oh, Bruce, you really brought your A game today. But I've got news for you." And he sort of slowly stands up out of the hover chair. And as he does, you see that he's wearing a belt, unlike his regular sort of belt. You see he sort of calls out to you. He says, "You see, I wanted you to die that day. But you just won't die. And so I did the next best thing. I made you my pet, Bruce. You are nothing. You are a dog." And as he stands up, he sort of slowly reaches towards his belt buckle. And he says, "You are a bug, and I'm finally gonna squish you." And then he pushes something on his belt, and you realize his belt is the belt of Ant-Man, and you realize that the Pym particles you have been looking for are inside of that belt. And as he pushes it, you see not only does sort of a blue, like phase go over him, but also there's like a green sort of mist that shoots out as well, and like this huge green like sort of puff of smoke sort of comes into the room. You immediately see the effects of gamma radiation mixed with the Pym particles, and as that happens, all of you sort of the ceiling of the building blows apart, and you see standing in front of you massive, muscular, finally a Hulk that he always wanted to be. He looks down at you, and he just and he lifts up and he steps down like he's going to squish you. And that is where we'll finish tonight's session.
I had my reaction roll already.
I know. We'll start with his roll next time. I'm sorry, Kelsea, you didn't get a turn here, but
sorry, Kelsea.
you'll be able to finish the round and whatnot.
I have
next
it all
time.
right here.
Right here.
Oh my god.
Well, guys, that was fun. I had fun with that one, specifically with that voice.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you get a plot point every time you say Bruce?
Bruce.
Mm.
Yeah, that.
Oh, so good, so good.
Come get me, bitches.
Did you say squirmish or what did you say?
Squish.
No. Earlier it was something like I witnessed your squirm.
Oh, skirmish.
Oh,
yeah.
skirmish.
Skirmish,
I
not
love
squirmish. Yes,
Witness
skirmish.
is skirmish.
Yeah, skirmish.
Oh my god, just that voice.
Yeah, if you guys haven't already, go look up a picture of Leader if you don't know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
I did, and he's nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty boy.
Did you look up the cauliflower head one?
I did. That's what I typed in.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Graham
Okay.
put
It's
it in
like
the
I
chat.
was like, that's grody.
Sick. Okay. Well, guys, very fun tonight. Thank you so much. We'll be back in a week, but before our next session, as we mentioned in the beginning of the episode, Monday night at I believe 7:30 Central Time, we will be same channel right here. I won't be here. I'll be watching from the comfort of my couch, but Graham will be there as they play Spire. What's the name of the?
You Will Be Ashes.
You Will Be Ashes. What a freaking
Dun, dun, dun.
I love it. So
Cool.
check that out Monday night, and we'll see you back here on Tuesday. And until then, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.